All right. Welcome to the Because We Are podcast featuring Tren Dollars, Dame, aka Godbolt _ and call.me.had. That's HAD for the Apple Podcast transcripts that want to call you HODD. Get my man's name right. Stop disrespecting.
Come on now.
Stop disrespecting, man. No disrespect. Welcome to the Because We Are podcast, episode 113, title pending, because you know we be figuring that shit out as we go. If y'all want to hear more, hope y'all missed us first and foremost, but if y'all want to always hear more content, the stuff that gets cut from the main pod, things that's, you know, too hot for radio, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Because We Are podcast, to get in those extra topics that might not make it to the full pod that y'all get. All right, man. That's a minute. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I missed y'all, man.
Good, man. It's been a couple of weeks for me, I think, since I think when I hopped in last week, it was Patreon already, right?
Yeah.
Or a couple weeks ago, I mean.
Yeah, for those who didn't have the luxury of subscribing to our Patreon, we were blessed with Damon's, speedy recovery in joining the pod and, becoming a part of that in like the latter half of the podcast. Yes, he's doing way better than he was last week. So thank you, Dame, for showing up, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, bro. And welcome back, man. How was Detroit, first and foremost? How you doing? How was that?
It wasn't Detroit. It was Grand Rapids. For like
Sorry. I'm still lying. Sometimes we just be lying on here so much that it's just like, just lie with me, man.
Yeah, COE, man. It's a better story.
Cool, it was all right. I mean, the flights over there or whatever. The first flight was a normal American airline flight. The second flight was a really weird American airline flight. It was like super, super small. I'm only like 5'10", and I had to like scrunch my way through the fucking aisle to get to my seat. Like, it was a really, really small plane.
It was a Boeing?
No, I don't know. That shit looked like it was a fucking sailboat.
You got to know that these days, man.
That's the thing. I looked for the booklet, and they didn't even have like the big book that has all the information. They just had like little that means
it's a Boeing, probably.
Something.
They probably don't want you to know. They probably getting all that bad press.
That shit was so small. I was in the bathroom, and I could see through the crevice of the wall, and I saw the cargo area, like the back. I saw it wide open. I was like, "Oh shit, I'm right here."
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, fun fact: I actually set off the silent fire alarm in the bathroom.
What?
How did you do that?
So I had my I had my little weed pen. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So not actual weed pen. It was like oil, like a cartridge. So I had that with me, and that's usually sneaking past, no problem. Gets through security, no problem. I was in there, took a couple hits, blew it into the toilet as a gentleman would. And went back to my seat. 15 minutes later, I hear over the speaker, "Burp. Oh, it seems like the fire alarm in the bathroom went off. We're gonna check on that right now." And then all of a sudden it gets hot as fuck. Yeah, it turns 90 degrees in my seat. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. This is my first job, my first flight, on the job, and I'm fucking it up. Come to find out, it seems like everything's all right. Or we're gonna get going with the flight ahead now. Oh fuck, thank God. They're probably like looking for like a smell or some shit.
Yeah, they're just playing with you. They're just trying to make sure they're like, hey,
so that's just a pen. He good.
Yeah, whatever, it's fine. Damn, son. Yeah, I didn't even know they had I wonder how that works. I gotta call up our representative, our plane representative, one of these days. And,
president.
Yeah, call her back up. Yeah,
the president of JetBlue to find out, how that works and shit like that. But I'm glad nothing ain't happened because they be keeping military presence on there, right? Like they be people that to lock people up on planes and shit like that. Right?
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that. That was the thing they started saying after 9/11.
There were people on that bitch. There were people on there that's just like ghosts, like mystery riders. Yeah.
But Grand Rapids itself was not too exciting, honestly.
Yeah. They gotta just change the name to Rapids.
Yeah, just Rapids. I mean, if you're into hiking and seeing sights like like waterfalls and lakes and shit like that, then yeah. But I can see that in New Jersey.
Damn, you saying that the only thing that makes them hot, not even really that hot?
Maybe it was just the part of Grand Rapids I was in, to be fair. I mean, I was in like what felt like a really like college town. I was right next to a museum. I Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't really seem like where I was at there was much going on, except for this big ass park like 10 minutes away where the concert was having it.
Could it have been this season? You think you would enjoy it in a different season? Because that always like takes me by like a thing too. Like whenever I go to certain places and I'm like, maybe if I don't like it, maybe I'm like, oh, maybe in the spring this would be more beautiful, or maybe like you think, or is it just ass? You just not fucking with it.
It's just not fucking. It's just not for me.
All right, word up.
That's real.
That's just peace, man. But I'm glad you had a good time. You know, the footage that you shot looks really amazing. And,
thank you. Yeah, the festival itself was fun. Definitely like not my scene, not my typical scene. You know, the electric music scene. The only person on the lineup that I knew who was there was Marshmello, and that's because it's Marshmello. Everybody knows Marshmello.
Yeah.
But I mean, there were a couple standouts though, like Alice Wonderland, I think her name is. She was pretty fire. Yeah. She had a really dope set. So, I love the environment. I love the community itself was very friendly, very open. There was one drugged out white chick that tried to like grab me when I was trying to leave, and I had to almost had to try to kick her off, but thank God.
You almost had to lose your job?
My way. I was looking around like, hey. You know what? Nobody see this? Nobody see this? There's one girl looking at me like not doing nothing. I'm like, bitch, I'm getting harassed.
Please.
Well, you made it look lit for sure. You definitely that edit you did made Grand Rapids look like the hottest party in town. So that was lit. I do have that question though. How do y'all, as creatives, like how does it feel working in environments that's not really your scene? You know what I mean? Like, I know you probably do certain shows that you're not really like a super big fan of, but you know it's a job. It's how you get paid. And D2, if you going all the way to Grand Rapids to do an electronic music show, and you've got to, you know, because there's a certain amount of inspiration that you want to get, a vibe you want to catch when you're doing something creative and artistic. So is that like? Because I've been terrible at that. Like I'm one who like. If I don't like that shit, bro, it's very hard for me to get excited for it.
No, I'm definitely kind of the same way. Like, thankfully, this was like music based. At the end of the day, like I could still get into like if somebody's playing like a really good mix, I could still really get into that. Like Marshmello had a great set. You know, like I said, that's Alice in Wonderland. Like, you know, they're doing songs that, given, you know, they do some original songs, but for the most part, they're doing songs that you know, and they're just dropping a mix over it type shit. So. You know, I could still get into that aspect because, you know, I like to do my own little mashup and mixes. So I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like,
right.
And then it's also because I remember like back when I was doing music videos after college, like, I would make it a thing where like I'm not trying to do a video for anybody that I don't really think is dope. Like I don't like their music. Me and Tren did this one video that was this nigga's music was so bad. But he was a rich white boy. He was willing to pay.
Yeah. Y'all put on Ian. God damn, y'all was the first one.
Basically, that could have been our young white avatar
for Ian.
Yeah. The only shot that I was like, damn, this shit was kind of hot. It could have been hot in that era. Was if he just gave us some more fucking time. Was the Henny on the donut shot. So I mean, damn, that only you can imagine what kind of like ratchetry that was. You know, I was just like, I forgot we were just in that nigga's room getting some extra shots, you know, just to fill some things up.
He had Henny on a donut.
And I was like, yo, why don't you pour the Henny on the donut and then eat it?
That is kind of hard. That's fly.
It's kind of hard, right? Like, kind of like, so that would have been like, you know, I feel like that could have been like something right there. Because I seen, you know, you've seen all those music videos. You've seen that video of that dude who put a perk in some sweet and sour sauce. He was like, oh, perk tends taste like nuggets.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, man. So that could have been. I feel like that could have been something. Did I ever tell y'all a story about when I had to shoot a mini concert in a temple?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I had a gig.
Wait, what kind of temple?
Jewish temple.
A
Shout
Jewish
Larry
temple.
David.
Oh,
I had to
shout out my Israelites.
Yeah. I had to shoot like, huh? Yeah, I had to shoot a little mini concert. It was like a concert series. So there's this guy who played the piano who was like shooting all over like different places in New Jersey, and I was kind of just like the designated recorder for that. And so I didn't know that this location was a temple till I pulled up. Then I was like, oh, it's like, what, like a church or something like that? But then I saw, language that I didn't understand. And I was like, oh, this is something else.
It's about to be a long night.
Yeah, I walked in. So I walk in, I got my camera bag and everything. I get all set up and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, let me see what angle it is. Like, this is like an actual like temple, right? So I'm just like, I don't want to, is this like a concert or is this like a meeting and then the concert? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to like, be too disruptive or anything like that. So I sat in a place that's very away from everybody else. And, I take my seat. People start showing up, everything, they start speaking in their native tongue to each other and everything like that.
Native tongue. Oh, gosh.
I don't handle this very badly.
Yeah, no, please. Please keep going.
Yeah, let me just crash. Sometimes you just gotta crash. Minute 11. All right, let me see if I gotta make some edits. All right, so yeah, I was just sitting, waiting for the thing to start. And this is when I had my fro at the time, right? So I feel something on my head and I just, just like reach for it, stuff like that. And there's a yarmulke on your head? Oh, yeah, there's a yarmulke on my head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, when did this get here, yo? And so I just like, I just take it off and I hold it. And I'm just like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not going to like throw it to the back or whatever. I just take it off and I just have it in my hand. I'm like, all right, well, I need headphones on too. So I'm just like, I'm just like, all right, nothing on my head, stuff like that. So I'm just sitting there. And then a man walks up to me, older gentleman. And he's like, oh, you're not going to put the yarmulke on? And I said, oh, no, I need, to have my headphones on and stuff like that. So I can't really have anything on my head. He's like, yeah, but you have to put the yarmulke on. And if you want to put the headphones over it, you can also do that. And I said, nah, I'm good. I'm good, man. And so he basically had another one and put it on my head as he was walking away.
Yeah.
And I took that one off too. And I just had two yarmulkes that I just had in my hand. And I was like, is this going to be an issue? I'm like, am I supposed to put this on? And like, I grew up Christian, right? So obviously now I'm kind of conflicted where I'm like, am I doing something bad right now? Like, should I even be in this room right now? And then the talent shows up, the one who knows me, my Jewish friend, shows up. He's like, yeah, everything, good, everything, we're good to go. I'm like, yeah, but this man keeps putting a yarmulke on my head. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. So thankfully, thankfully, my Jewish homeboy came up, yeah. And was just like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, we're, to good, just sit in the back. I'm like, all right, word. And,
sit in the back.
Yeah, the concert starts. Just so I'm not like bringing so much attention to myself, right? This dude with a fro and no yarmulke. So I'm just recording the show. Everything's going good. He plays the piano, so it was very peaceful and stuff like that. But that was the first time where I was kind of like, damn, I love this music, but I don't know if I should be in this room necessarily. But then again, it's like, I was getting paid for that. So I'm like, why would I take money out of my pocket and give it to somebody else who only like, goes to temple? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just kind of sucked it up.
What if they told you had to wear it or the deal's off? You can't record in here.
I'm Kyrie. I'm out of there, man.
You would have walked? Yeah. You're actually not Kyrie. That's actually the opposite of Kyrie. but I feel you.
Kyrie not vaccinated.
Well, Kyrie's a Jew. So he would have wore it.
I didn't know that.
He's Jewish.
Right, well, I'm not Kyrie. But yeah, still, shout out to, the temple
goers.
Goers.
The joke works both ways. I'm not Kyrie, but also like I'm Kyrie. It works both ways.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that was like the first time where I was like kind of uncomfortable. But I just, I think I make a good time out of anything. Like I just kind of, especially if it's music based, like kind of like what Dame said, I'll find something to enjoy about it. Like, cause even being in like a music space where you're not necessarily familiar with the music, I think seeing everybody enjoy that type of music almost gives you like, and if the person is genuinely like a performer and gives a good performance, I think, you're going to get hype a little bit. Like you're going to have a little bit of like something to enjoy there, whether it's the people that are enjoying the music, that are loving it, all that energy in the space, or everyone's just like feeling really happy about it, but also just like the artist who's giving like a great performance. So yeah, if it's music based, I'll usually get won over.
I think coming from hip hop, it's a little tough because there's a lot of terrible artists out there. Like there's a ton of people who are not good at what they do. And there was a studio that I was working out of. I was writing songs and engineering, and every artist that came in that studio was terrible. Every last one of them. It was up in Harlem, and some of them I'm still like slightly familiar with, but I mean every song was bad. They were poorly mixed from the other producer, the owner of the studio. They would shoot music videos. Every music video was ass. And, you know, they were just all about that, like, you know, we gonna do everything ourselves. Like, yo, did anybody take a class in any of this shit? Because y'all are literally just freestyling this whole thing, and it is fucking terrible. I think I lasted like 2 months there before I never went the fuck back. And it was literally, it was great. You know, when I was young, my thing was always about access to gear, right? If you had gear that I wanted to try out, I was willing to do work for like dirt cheap. So I just wanted to be around the studio a lot of times. That studio, I had to get the fuck out of there because it literally was like ruining me creatively. The fact that everyone was terrible. And the other thing was like they always wanted to collab, right? They're like, oh, you know, you ever like worked on a song or a project and somebody come in and see what you're doing and they're just like, yo, I gotta get on this. Yeah, bro. It's like, yo, dog, you can stay as far away from this shit as fucking humanly possible. But yeah, no.
But you was probably like, yeah, bro, just hit me up.
Yeah, you know, it's like, yo, make sure
like, yo, right here, right now.
Make sure you delete the session.
Yeah,
make sure you delete the session when we get out of here.
Yeah,
yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, there's been times where I've let people hop over some beats, and it was just a really bad performance. I still have some of that like session too. It's just like, I'm just like, man, this was. I was like, maybe I could like, maybe when my skill starts to get a little better, maybe I can turn this into something. Maybe I could like make this better, right? Because that's producing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think that's kind of like the magic of it all. It's like you might get like a shit performance, but you can still make something out of it. You know, like it's not a complete waste of time. So that would have been
can't put sugar on shit, man.
Someone has tried, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, man, some of that stuff, a lot of the records that we end up hearing that people end up loving, you really ask yourself, like, as a creative, how did this shit get out of the studio? Like, how did y'all leave with a mix of this and put this out? And then it ends up working. So
what's a song like that for each of y'all, real quick, before we move on?
Honestly, I don't know how Tommy Richmond came up with $1 Million Baby, because the minute he started, if he didn't record that himself, the minute he started that song, I would have been like, hey, all right, what are we doing? Like that first line, the beat is so weird, and it's just so like, again, it doesn't really sound mixed. It comes together very well, but that song itself is like, this is, I don't know what we're doing here.
Tommy Richmond. I wonder, maybe there's something to him, man. Maybe in the studio, maybe he just has some energy that's kind of like, or he's a young white avatar. Maybe he's somebody's young white avatar, and we haven't figured it out yet.
That's the thing. I think he's good. I like the music. I do. I genuinely like the music. I just don't know how he.
That falsetto shit gonna get old real quick.
It's just so. That's the thing, man. It's just so weird. I don't know how he. I guess you just when you catch a couple, you kind of just gotta let creators create. You know what I mean? And just kind of let them go through their process and see, like, they going somewhere with it. You know what I mean?
What genre do you think he's going to jump to when it's time?
Electronic. He'll be up there with Marshmello. For sure.
Does he produce his own shit too?
Mm-hmm. But even that shit, I'm telling you, that shit sound like a Juno 8, man.
He's very interesting space, because I don't know if I could see him collaborating with like the big names that are getting maybe even the same access as somebody like Ian is getting. Yeah, I feel like he might jump into that, like that Jelly Roll Post Malone lane, where he kind of plays both a little bit. Maybe get a S.I.N.G.L.E. I could definitely see S.I.N.G.L.E. S.I.N.G.L.E. will collab with anybody.
S.I.N.G.L.E. will collab with anybody, for sure.
I feel like we lost S.I.N.G.L.E. once he came out with Unforgettable. You know, like once he was on that, it was like, all right, that's where he want to go.
I think it was Spider-Man.
It was a Spider-Man. It was Spider-Man.
Spider-Man Spider-Man put him in different rooms he's never been in before.
And that was it.
So why are we happy for that, but get mad at like the artists that come in and kind of bounce off? Like, are we mad at everybody that kind of uses hip hop as a jumping off point, or is it like
not for me? Because I think a lot of people are creative and they actually don't know the bounds of their creativity until they step out into another genre. That's different from like using the genre as a jumping off point for what your true intention is, which is to kind of just become this global or national superstar, which again, it's because it's the Apollo theory. Everyone knows that the barrier to entry on hip hop is so low that you can literally just put your hair in braids and make a song and people are going to listen to it because you look weird. Like the barrier to entry is so low in hip hop.
What if you use it to jump into not even other genres, but just other lanes of like entertainment, right? Because Jack Harlow is now into movies.
Yeah.
And
you should. Everyone should. Again, it's like just certain music, especially hip hop is it's the barrier is so low is because it's so easy to do. All you need is a microphone. Right, you can find beats on YouTube. You can do all these other things.
Still flow. Let's pick
one. It's just so easy to do at its base level. So yeah, if you're a creative person, and like I think we talked about Yachty, I don't think Yachty makes any good music. I think Yachty does other things excellently. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, use it as a jumping off point. I don't think that necessarily makes you a culture vulture or anything. I just think but it still has to be genuine. But I'm not mad at Tommy. I'm not mad at Yachty. I'm not mad at anybody except Post Malone. Fuck Post Malone.
You know who is mad at Yachty?
Couple people.
Yeah. His good old friend Mitch. While we were gone, one of our competitors.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Y'all think that's real? Y'all think it's actually over? Or y'all think it's just kind of like part of a rollout for the next episode or something like that?
I mean,
and do y'all even
this is a little bit ago, but I saw Mitch kind of like
bitch up.
Nah, he basically said like, "Yo, we're gonna be laughing about this on the pod one day." Like, so he likes to think that it's not over. Obviously, we haven't seen any new episode drop. But hey, this all could just be a rollout for a huge and probably their biggest episode when they do eventually choose to come back, if they eventually choose to come back.
Yeah.
Because numbers will
you got more people watching, you're in the algorithm. It's like,
yeah.
Now's the time to like, be like, yeah, everybody's going to be watching next episode. Who we going to get? Kamala Harris? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I never watched the episode. I never watched the clip online, but I'll at least look for that clip. For sure.
I still think Caribou is still part of that crew. I still don't even think that part is real. So the Mitch thing definitely I don't think is real.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about the whole Caribou situation.
Well, just a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, Yachty went on live and basically announced that she wasn't a part of Concrete anymore. Then you don't really see her around them anymore. And then when he did the Mitch crash out, he was also doing a Caribou crash out. Apparently, Caribou had mentioned him on some other show, and there was like leaks coming out of her saying like she was getting bullied and stuff like that. That's what made him crash out in the first place.
You know the thing is though, like when I was watching that whole video, it didn't even feel like a crash out. Maybe it's because his voice is so like high, but it felt like it just sounded like not convincing. You know what I'm saying? Like he just didn't sound like he had real anger in him. It sounded like he was just kind of on the fly with it.
Yeah.
I just didn't believe it.
That's definitely something that we would do. Like us three. Like we'll contrive beef like that and just like let the internet roll with it for a while, and the whole time we like planning a Halloween episode. Some shit.
I hate that though, man. I know it works.
It's super whack.
I know it works, but like I I don't want to give people the luxury of being able to like build think pieces and being like, oh, because I remember on episode 67 when Dame yelled at Tren, that was the start of it all right there. That was the start of the downfall. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, I can't wait to get like rumors and stuff. Like you know what I'm saying? Like clips of like tension between podcasters.
Hot sauce making other podcast appearances.
Yeah, yo, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be lit.
Most likely to happen, probably. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be.
What do you mean? You just did one.
Why you?
Shit, see?
Yo, that's different.
I didn't know about that.
That's different. And no. Hold on. I did a panel. I didn't do another podcast appearance. That's coming though. I am going to do another podcast appearance. You know, shout out courtesy of Nicole. But that's different. Like I'm not doing another like podcast in the same realm of what we're doing here. That's different, man. Like if y'all go off and do another like if y'all were to go off and do like a sports podcast, like I wouldn't be like, you know, I wouldn't be hating. Right?
We could. Yeah. No, I'm fine. Listen, I actually do want to do like other kinds of shows and stuff like that. I'm actually interested in that.
Don't overperform on that show though. Like if there's things that we talk about here where it's like if we have a conversation that like, you know, you might not kind of like be hip to, or you might not like kind of really engage in, but you go over there and do it. Now there's a little bit of a problem.
You got a different personality over there.
Yeah, like why you showing out at those away games? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got it right here. We got it right here. Crazy. And like that's when you want to show out because they ask you certain questions. You in a room with a bunch of different people. Like that's when you wanna.
I'm multi-hyphenate. Is that what they call it? I'm multi-hyphenate.
Maybe. Yeah, yo, shout out to, you know, happy bisexual sexuality month. Bisexual visibility month, yeah. You be whatever you want to be, bro. Whatever, dog. Multi-hyphenate? The fuck is that, man? What are you talking about, bro?
We're not going to get into it.
What is that? Nah, explain it to me, because you're smarter than me. So
what is multi-hyphenate? It just means that you have like, it's a person who does different, like Jamie Foxx. Right, he's a comedian. Childish Gambino is a comedian. He's an actor. He's a singer. Like he's multi-hyphenate. That's what it's called.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know that. It's the first time.
Multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
There's no like, come on, man.
Yeah, if I could say the word, I'd be that too. too many mad syllables in that word. Multi-hyphenated.
Multi-hyphenate. No,
multi-hyphenate.
Yeah, multi-hyphenate.
Damn. That's a lot, man. I do a lot of shit, man. That's
how
I do a lot of shit. That's how it's got. It's breaking it down to its bare essentials, man. Yeah. Like I wish that people didn't care that much about words, man. Like just because I do a lot of shit, man. That's everybody can understand that. I say multi-hyphenate, it's just like
yo, try one more time. Try one more time. You got this.
It sounds like a medicine. Hold on, I gotta take my multi-hyphenate.
Oh man,
a lot going on. All right, let's get into some media, man. Did y'all see the magnificent trailer for Minecraft?
I actually haven't seen it yet.
Well, I mean, you literally, your life is better before you see it. It is, because it's honestly, you can't unsee it after you see it. But so you know, at some point, we're gonna have to get like a train kind of like noise, because Hod's Hate Train is definitely pulling into the station. I need to show y'all this trailer, and I'm honestly, I'm not gonna say anything until you see it.
I heard about it, but I also have not watched it. It just kind of took me by surprise. One, I thought they already did something like this before.
I wish. You've never seen anything like this, I promise you.
Patrons, get video.
Let's do it.
Right this way.
The hell?
Jason Momoa?
Anything you can dream about here, you can make. are you?
I am Steve. Okay.
This guy is such a tool bag.
That is the Minecraft trailer.
We are really in the era of like, you remember back in the day when like they tried to make like video game movies, but they were always ass.
Like
I feel like
Street
we're
Fighter,
back.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, the first Super Mario movie. Like I feel like
Cult classic. I don't like that
Mortal
people hate on
Kombat?
that movie.
Cult
I don't
classic
like
is-
that people hate on that movie. That movie is, take Mario out of it. That's a great movie.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I
if
get
it's
it.
just about a plumber and shit. If it's not,
Yeah, if
Mario,
it's just about a plumber, exactly, and his Puerto Rican brother, it's for sure fire.
yeah.
So my mind goes into a bunch of different places seeing that shit. Detective Pikachu was really good, right? You guys saw Detective Pikachu.
I did not, but
You didn't see it? It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
It was decent. It was pretty good.
You wouldn't imagine that it was as good as it ended up being. I want to say that was Ryan Reynolds too as Pikachu.
yeah, it was.
And then the Super Mario Brothers movie was great, right? And yeah, other than that, all of these video game adaptation movies have been ass. Even video games that are like not specific video games, like the Jumanji movies, right?
Board
Those were
games
like
and shit.
ass to me. Borderlands. There's
Oh,
all
yeah,
of these
Borderlands.
like
Borderlands
Sonic
featuring
is good.
Kevin Hart.
I don't like the Sonic movies. I know certain people do. I don't like the Sonic movies.
I don't like the human parts, but Sonic.
That's like
by
that's like
itself-
70% of the movie.
I know that's where they fumble. I think all those like human parts,
Yeah.
minus obviously Eggman and shit like that, is kind of like. I think it's a misstep. They need less of that and more, animated, more Sonic, But
They
that
need
trailer
to
looks
just-
heat. But they're using it. Like they're using, the animated parts for like all those human parts. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
why that does not need to be the story. Focus on like, Shadow. You have enough characters to have it stand on its own. You don't need all them humans in there, man.
Well, that's the
Weird.
thing. Like someone was mentioning like, oh, it won't be so bad because it's for kids. I don't think it's for kids. I think it literally is for board members. I think it's only for people who think they can just print money by putting famous people's faces on these characters that have some type of recognition. That shit didn't even look like Minecraft. Minecraft is like
Yeah.
it looked like a modded version of Minecraft. You know what I'm saying? Like Minecraft doesn't even have that level of detail in the sheep or whatever it is. Like, and here's my other issue with it. Somebody got to beat Jack Black ass.
Yo.
I'm serious. Enough, bro. How much do you need? How much money do you need? Yo, he is a whore, bro. Like he literally will do anything for money. He can be bought. Honestly, if he was married to Kanye, he'd walk around butt ass naked. Like it really is. He was great in he's done a lot of great stuff, right? He did the Super Mario Brothers movie. He was great as Bowser, right? He was in the Jumanji movies. I didn't love him, but he wasn't the problem with those movies. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the fucking Borderlands movie. Is he?
I don't know. I don't think
Him-
so. I know Kevin
yo,
Hart's in it.
Him and Kevin Hart. Yo, y'all have to be stopped, bro. Both of y'all are doing way too much.
Bobby
They play
Lee.
the same character in every single one of these movies, and they are awful every single time. I don't love Jack Black that much. I don't. So this movie, him being in this movie is not going to save it. Like this is like some 65-year-old rich person's idea of Minecraft. Like you can just tell. So again,
I definitely do question the choice of them making Jack Black Steve. Like Steve is supposed to be some like regular ass looking, literally box average looking
yeah.
character, right?
The They literally just need him to be 65% of the poster. Him and Jason Momoa are gonna take up.
Why the fuck is Jason Momoa in this movie?
As a cross-dresser or of some kind. Like, well, I have no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a Minecraft joke or something.
It's not. There's no character like that.
Yeah, I don't understand the casting choice. I don't know the story. I don't know how they like got in this world, but like Minecraft, its whole like thing is the fact that it looked like a low budget game. You know, like that was the whole thing that drew me to it. It was like it looks so low budget, but it's still fun. Yeah. You know, like when it first came out, and obviously they've like improved the graphics and stuff like that. But you know, the classic Minecraft just like looked like super low budget and just
because it was a sandbox. You could do whatever you want in the game. Like you know what I'm saying? You could farm. You can like
so what do you make a movie
the villagers
at that point?
Exactly. What do you make a movie about? Yeah. You know, that's literally just it looks just like Jumanji. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's humans from the real world get sucked into the video game and now they have to find their way out. It's the same plot. It's the same 4 characters. And then you got the fat black lady that's gonna say fat black lady things. You know what I mean? Like
no.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure she said in the trailer. What the hell? Like, right.
Like, bro, come on, man. What are we doing?
I know what this is. Like, we're doing so well with like these animated movies and stuff like that. Like, y'all just. But honestly, I see it as a plus only because it's just gonna make the NCU, Nintendo Cinematic Universe, so much better when they start kicking up.
If they stick to it,
Jack Black's in the Nintendo universe twice.
Yeah. Oh shit! Damn. I mean, it's just really, again, there's a way to adapt these things. We've seen them be successful, and there's a way to not. You know, in these last few movies, it's almost like if you saw what happened with Borderlands, why would you still green like this? You know, but you know, it's not my money. Definitely not gonna go see it though, and I don't know anybody
Jack
who
Black Meta Knight.
Right, it's gonna happen. Yeah. Are they making a Hollow Knight movie?
Not Hollow Knight. Meta Knight from Kirby.
Oh shit! Wait, so isn't there a Meta Knight in Hollow Knight?
Nah.
Does Meta Knight look like Hollow Knight?
Nah. You just think I think it's a knight that's got you tripped up.
Yeah, nah, you're right. That's not it. That's not the character I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Hollow Knight is great though. Shout out to Hollow Knight. They're making a sequel to that. But yeah, I'm not really appealing. I'm more excited for like if we're talking about video game adaptations. I'm more excited for the Among Us show that's gonna be coming.
Yeah, man.
It's got as you know, me and Dan, we've been playing that more frequently again, and it's just like it's still a healthy community. Well, I wouldn't say healthy. There's a lot of hackers, but like there's still like a lot of people that still play that game, and it's still exciting. It's still fun. It's like lightning in a bottle that they caught, but they're making a show. I don't know if y'all heard about that. We don't have to watch the trailer, but I'm really excited for that because I wonder which angle they're gonna take. It might just be like a whodunit. You know, but they got a lot of like
how they're gonna do like the cast and stuff. Like if they're gonna like go by the game's rules or like what is it gonna be like you know when they did Clue or
it's just gonna be the movie that they did.
What's the movie that
it's just gonna be a bunch of Jack Blacks in different hoodies.
Nah, the cast. Let me pull up the cast because the cast is like they have like
they got some niggas on there.
Yeah,
hold on. I got IMDb open right over here.
Yeah.
Among these.
Oh, and they got which colors they're playing too. Dan Stevens is blue. Patton Oswalt is white. Wayne Knight is lime. Deborah Wilson is yellow. Chemical Glenn is cyan. Liv Hewson is black. Phil Lamar is brown.
Of course.
Ashley Johnson is purple. How do you got a white man playing black? But then again, it's like how you got a brown person playing brown. Anyway, Randall Park is red. Elijah Wood is green. And Yvette Nicole Brown is orange.
At least they didn't make Randall Park yellow.
I don't hate this lineup, bro.
It's a good lineup, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Deborah Wilson and Phil Lamar, Mad TV alumni. Like, come on, bro. Like that might be heat.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I don't know when this is coming out. I have no idea, like, where members of your crew have been replaced by an alien shapeshifter intent on causing confusion, sabotaging the ship, and killing everyone. Root out the imposter or fell victim to its murderous designs. Like, that sounds like mad interesting.
It's got to be animated.
Created
right?
by
it's
Owen,
animated.
Yeah, it's animated. Created by Owen Dennis, who's done Infinity Train. Close enough.
Oh, I
He's
love it.
Done multiple regular show. He's written for multiple episodes. And some smaller stuff. Galactatron, The Greatest Ape. Yeah. He's got a good...
It's got a lot of
got
hope.
a good track record. Yeah.
It's got a lot
Ashley
of hope.
Johnson. Oh shit, my fault, y'all. Ashley Johnson was Ellie in the Last of Us video game. Obviously, Deborah Wilson, Phil Lamar, they've all done great work as voice actors.
Yeah.
I don't know what Kimiko Glenn has done, but
Yeah, I don't know what she's from.
Wayne Knight and Patton Oswalt,
right now.
legendary character actors from the 90s. Yeah, they got Elijah Wood, obviously. Yvette Nicole Brown is probably the newest star, but a star nonetheless. Well, I guess Randall Park. But yeah, no, they've got some serious talent on this. I don't know who Dan Stevens is. He's the only one that I don't know.
Yeah. Man, is the imposter.
Kimiko is known for a lot of like kid shows, like Nickelodeon shows. Was
probably got
this
a
Baby
very iconic
Shark,
voice for that.
Kif, City Island, Broken Karaoke. She was also Penny Parker in the Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, but I'm pretty sure.
She's a baby, right? Penny
Yeah, it
Parker's
was a baby.
Yeah.
Cute. Yeah, man. That's what I'm
mad.
excited for.
I'm not mad. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She'll be playing like a kid, probably.
They haven't announced anything yet, but I'm really looking forward to like a Legend of Zelda movie.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the one that would hit the most. You know what I mean?
We
Like
need that.
there's so much lore, and like you could make a trilogy, you know, with Ganondorf and just the Triforce. Like you could, if you put up $200 million to make an animated Legend of Zelda movie and give it like 8 years, it'll be a multi-billion-dollar series.
I could treat it like
Easily.
the animated Lord of the Rings.
To treat it like the animated Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or some shit like that, and it would go off.
It
You
needs
print
to
money.
have like the same kind of like animation style of, say, like, you know how like for the Star Wars, like the newer Star Wars games, they had a homeboy from Shameless who like kind of did like they kind of brought his face into it, so he looks like him, but he's a whole different character. They kind of, if they're gonna have it animated completely and no humans, then they need to kind of do something like that where it's kind of like it's reminiscent of
Familiar
somebody that
faces
they would
still.
think like would play Zelda, you know, like Hunter Schafer or somebody like that.
Yeah.
You know, who would like, it would like kind of be reminiscent of her. It wouldn't be her exactly, because again, we just talked about how humans in these movies is kind of fucking it up a little bit.
What if they went realistic CGI instead of straight animation?
Well, that's what I mean. I think if anybody's going to do it, Nintendo can do that. Like they can mix these mediums, because I'm thinking
Like on
the
some
end
Final
game.
Fantasy shit.
Yeah, like the end game could be like, you know, a Super Smash Bros. Movie. Like once all these parts start to fill in and stuff like that, you kind of build that up. And like Super Smash Bros. Kind of has like all these characters from different mediums who kind of have the ability to have different styles, right? Of like animation and stuff like that. So I feel like that could be really fun and really creative.
You get a
But-
mid-credit scene of at the Legend of Zelda, and it's just like Kirby.
Yeah, rolling in on a star. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
He turns around like, "The hell are you guys doing here?" This man fucking.
That's something they would do. Give Kirby a deep ass voice. So he doesn't talk often.
Yeah. Only talks once.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
Yeah. Nah, but Keanu, I know we kind of slipped past it, but Keanu Reeves is going to do a great job playing Shadow in this next Sonic movie. And I am excited for it. It's because the scenes look so cool. So I'll definitely be checking that out. But while we're here, we still got Letter League to give these people. So y'all want to get into
3,
that?
right?
Yeah,
let's do
round
it.
3. You know what I'm saying? Ding, ding, ding. Let's go.
Right,
Quick little
right.
reminder of how this works, y'all. The Letter League. If y'all missed the first 2, go check out the last the episode before last, the last 2 episodes before last, where we give you these video game letter league. So we roll a little wheel of letters, and then we select which video game is the best out of all those letters. So that's what we've been doing. Go peep the first 2 episodes. This might be the last one. You know, we got a few letters left, but I think it's just been great discussion, and it's been really fun. So if you're a nerd, inquire within, or a gamer, just inquire within. Y'all ready to go? Y'all know we got lifelines still. If you want to phone a friend, let them be the judge. Tell them to pick another one, or pick another game, or we can look up the Metacritic rating for the games if they have one, and whoever has the highest one wins.
So right now, Dame is in the lead. He has 5. Yeah. I'm right behind him with 4, and then Tren is trailing with 3. I think Tren already had 3 last time we played.
I feel like he won the last round.
He did actually. Yeah, he won the last round, with the last round being Injustice: Gods Among Us. So yeah, we did.
So we still got some shit on here, man. I think there's still time for me to come back. You know what I'm saying? It just
for sure.
I can't remember the color. I think it was what Dame gets. Yeah, because it's for our letters, right?
It's for our letters. Yeah.
Nah, Dame gets red. I get blue, and how you get yellow, and then green is like for the. Green is for
whoever won last.
Whoever won the last round. All right, y'all ready to go?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, let me get my music up in case we need that 30 seconds up. The letter is L, and it is blue. So I will be going first. There are 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. All right. Are we ready to roll?
I think so.
The letter is L. And I am going to go with Last of Us. PlayStation 3, I think it came out. And I was kind of a late bloomer to that game because I didn't play it when it initially came out. But that was probably one of the only games on the PlayStation 3 that like lasted the test of time, like where everyone was talking about it. You have to play it. It was one of those things that everybody was like, if you ain't play Last of Us, like that's a lot of people's favorite game, let me tell you. And it quickly became one of mine too. I was hooked. I played it when the show came out. I played it along with the show. There were things that were still different, which I really appreciated about the show and the game by itself. And you know, I have my gripes with how it ended, but I still think it really was one of the most like efficient ways of apocalypse gaming that we've ever seen, I think. And it was just really fun, like a really tactical. Even the second one had different ways of how you played and the battle style with Ellie and such. But it was a really fun game. And like I said, my only gripe with it was some of the ending sequences with all those weapons. Like it's scarce, you know what I'm saying? Which I think it makes it great. You know, if you're running out of bullets, you better use them wisely. You know what I'm saying? You better sneak around. It's one of those games that you don't just rush in and like shoot all of your shoot all your ammo because you have it, like Left 4 Dead or something like that. Like Last of Us really just kind of keeps it real in the sense of how an apocalypse would really go in this shit. So my vote's for Last of Us.
Cool.
You want to go or should I go hot?
I will go. I'm going to go with Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
That's the one. That's a good one. I was like, which one are you going to choose? But
I didn't actually play this game until very recently. I played it. Here's my story with Ocarina of Time. I never played it on N64. I've only played it via emulators. But I played it once in like 2010. I didn't finish it. I actually ended up pouring juice on my laptop and blew my laptop out, and that was it for that. But then I played it pretty recently again via RetroArch. So shout out RetroArch. And again, the game is funny because like a lot of people that play like Souls-like games and like Demon Souls and Bloodborne and all that stuff, a lot of those game mechanics can be traced back to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, specifically with the combat, with the dodging and rolling and the parry system and all that stuff, built already kind of built in to a game that came out 25 years ago. Again, I didn't play it at first. My game that kind of like woke me up to like gaming was Grand Theft Auto 3, and it was Shenmue. But if I would have played Legend of Zelda when I was 10, when it came out, it would have blew my fucking mind. Like, it literally would have been the greatest game I'd ever played. And it's funny because you can still see how great it is even after all this time. So Ocarina of Time would definitely be my pick.
Fire.
Well, you guys went and chose the two that I was going to go with. I mean, I was thinking more Breath of the Wild, but I don't want to stay on Zelda because, I mean, Breath of the Wild just kind of does more or less. I feel like each game kind of progresses. You could do more and more in each one, you know what I'm saying? But Ocarina of Time is definitely the one. I'm going to go with something that a game that I grew up on. Well, let me not say grew up. I started in like high school. League of Legends. That game is very, very deep in terms of the champions that it uses. But aside from, just playing the game, if you don't know how the game is played, it's your typical Dota. You have 3 lanes, you have roles, you have a jungle area. It's a 5-on-5, first person to basically push from their end and destroy the enemy inhibitor. You win. Very much strategy based. You have to know these characters. You have to know their abilities, their cooldowns. There's every single, even if it's a character you don't play, you have to know what they can do. So there's a lot of strategy and just like knowledge that you need to play. It's not a game that you could just hop into and just be good at right away. You're gonna struggle. You're gonna probably hate the game for the first fucking couple days, but once you get a hang of it, it's so addictive. I remember I would play League of Legends for hours upon end when I was in high school and college, just running through nights, just trying to get my rank up, trying to get up to platinum or gold or platinum, diamond, challenger or whatever. But even aside from just the gameplay itself, first of all, the game is free, which is probably the best thing about it. All you gotta do is download it. If you do want to pay for anything, it's like skins that are for your champion, but it's definitely not necessary to play for this game at all. You could totally play it for free. That was definitely a big thing for me in high school. But aside from that, just the champions itself, the characters, their lore is so deep. And it's crazy how deep this lore goes because it really has nothing to do with the actual game. They don't have like a comic or a book or anything that these stories are based off of. Like, no, they're just like, these are just the characters that they made for the game. And the lore is so crazy and awesome that, they've branched off and now they have their own show on Netflix, Arcane, which is focused around one of the more popular characters in Jinx, her sister Vi. You get teases of characters like Warwick and Swain and stuff like that. So it's just crazy from somebody who's been playing the game for so long, seeing this type of stuff come into full effect. They've always dropped these dope ass cinematics on YouTube. Everything they do, from branding to just updating week after week, and been doing so since I was in high school. It's just very super impressive, especially for a game that's for free. At one point, Riot Games was, I think, one of the more profitable companies, especially for running mostly free games like Smite and other things like that. So, yeah, I mean, League of Legends is not a perfect game. It's a toxic ass community, but I love it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope they did that for Smite too, because I feel like, with like all the gods and stuff like that in Smite, I feel like there's such a vast, just selection of things that you could do for a show.
Yeah.
It's just mad people though. Like Smite has like 100+. I don't know about League. I never played League, but I don't know how many champions are in that like
now.
Are they in the hundreds?
I recently been playing Wild Rift, which is the mobile version of League. Much quicker games, smaller champion selection as of right now, but they're rolling more and more out. In Wild Rift, there's like 100 or something. In League, there are champion count. There's 168 champions right now in League. It's been 70 days since the last one's been announced.
Shit. Yeah, it's a lot. but hey, something for everybody, different play styles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I never played League, but still really, really popular game. I've actually never played Ocarina of Time either. I think we had it for the N64, but I never actually got to play it. But I will be playing it, at some point on the Steam Deck.
It's still very playable.
Yeah.
It's still surprisingly playable to be an N64 game.
Yeah.
Voting time. I'll vote first. I'm not going to vote for my own. My vote's actually going to go for Last of Us. That was definitely not one of the first, but like in my adulthood, like when I just got back into gaming, because there was a time where I'd sold my PlayStation. I was just trying to focus on, my film study and just like working in school and shit like that. But once I did get that PlayStation back, The Last of Us was one of the first RPGs that I picked up. And I believe it was PlayStation 4.
It was 4, not 3?
Because
it came out a minute ago.
It started on 3.
Yeah.
Started on 3? Okay.
But you played it on 4.
Yeah, I remember I played it on 4.
Yeah,
and that shit changed it for me. That was before God of War 2018, and I had played the God of War games like when I was at my dad's house, but I never completed them. I just watched him do it. So this is like my first time playing like a real serious RPG with like actual stakes and like thoroughly just enjoying it. Like usually I'm just doing like some cartoony shit. Like no, these are like real people, real lives. It's not Call of Duty or anything like that. This is an actual story. And I was like, oh shit, this shit's deep.
Yeah. And the way it's like shit gets so real so fast and like story purposes, it's just like you've never really seen that in any gaming experience. Usually you just already dropped in it.
One of my first experiences actually being scared while playing a game too. Like those clickers when you experience them for the very first time and you're trying to sneak around and not get caught, it's terrifying.
As annoying as they are, that's
I am also gonna vote for The Last of Us. That's just like it's just peak gaming. It's peak gaming. Even though now I'm fed up with that kind of game design. Back then, it was definitely revolutionary. They put story first. They put gameplay a very fucking high second. It was like it was an amazing journey. It was an amazing journey. You from the first minute when you're playing and you take over as Joel. And you're trying to get your daughter out of this town that's like going to shit.
And you got 6 bullets.
And how poorly that ends up going, and even the ending of the game, which we won't get into here, but just like it took me so long to realize that I wasn't supposed to love Joel at the end of the game. You know what I mean? And it was. You've just never experienced anything like that. It was incredible. So much so that when they did come out with the show, I made my entire family watch it because I knew they were never going to play the game. But it was like, we can at least share this. There were certain things I liked about the show and certain things I didn't. We've spoken about the show before, but storytelling wise, just it just doesn't really get any better than that.
Yeah. Adaptation that got it right. And I'm excited for whenever season 2 comes out. And I hope they go for longer. Like I hope they really stretch out.
You saw that they have to get a girl who's playing what's her name? Abby or whatever. They have to get her like security to walk around.
No, I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, they have to they hired security for her to like walk around in public while they're doing the filming because
people hate on Abby.
Yeah, they hate the gaming the reception from the gaming community towards the character.
Yeah.
They're afraid that it'll, leak over into real life, which is ugly,
wild.
which is shameful.
I don't blame. I did not enjoy The Last of Us 2 very much. I mean, obviously the game design was still perfect, but the story I thought was bad. I never had a problem with Abby. I just had a problem with the way the game told the story. I just disagreed. I think maybe if you started that second half as the first half and then like let people be weirded out by that and then like go back and play as Ellie and like kind of like, I think if you started the game with Ellie as the villain, you know what I mean? I think you're telling a different kind of story, but they made it so that Abby couldn't possibly be sympathetic because she ends up doing something horrible to somebody we love. Right. So it just, again, I everything about it was like the game design and not anything about the character itself to me.
Yeah, that story was like very vast. I remember getting through it and I was like, damn, I still like 50% of this game left, to play. That's why I really do think that they got to stretch this game out for like 3 seasons. I think they have to like really, because if they really want to make it good, they're gonna have to stretch that out. But we'll get into that at another time, because I know we got more games to get to and such. But my votes with Last of Us 2. I think a lot of people were right in that sense. Like it was one of those games that I have to admit I was very much on the hipster side of things. When everyone was like, "Yo, you gotta play Last of Us," I'd played so many games that when people say, "Yo, this game is the best game ever," like you're kind of questioning it. It's like, is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, have I never played a game like that before? And it's really true. You know what I'm saying? Like having to just fend for your own with four pistol bullets, 2 shotgun bullets, and a rifle bullet, and you got to kill a whole you got to navigate this whole basketball arena style like level. It's just wild. And like the bosses in the game are just
top notch,
real life. Well. You know what I'm saying? It's just like there's no like health bar. It's just do what you got to do. Put your best foot forward. You got incendiary bullets, use them. There's no time to hoard anything. There's no opportunity to hoard anything.
Since Dee's not back yet, I'll ask you one more question.
Yeah.
When in the original Last of Us, when Joel falls on the rebar and he's clearly bleeding out.
Yeah,
and you have to get him on the horse,
and then he falls off the fucking horse,
and then he passes out.
Yeah,
and for the next 10 minutes, you're playing as Ellie for the first time, and you have like a bow and arrow. Yeah. Did you think Joel was dead? Because I thought they killed him.
He should have been dead. That would have been a really bold choice for gaming.
Yeah,
like I think that would have worked more now than it would have worked back then. But if they did that now, people would have been like, yo, that shit's crazy. The whole protagonist changes. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to go get Joel's stuff, and then you got to use it as Ellie because he taught her how to use it. That would have been fucking sick.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy. Like your whole, this protagonist, it's real life, nigga. Use this girl now. Like that's it. You know exactly. What I'm saying?
You don't
she can do the same
that.
shit, but like, like you just... it's a protagonist gone. He should have died, bro. There's no way. Nobody's surviving that, bro. Falling on a fucking rusted nail and then falling off a fucking horse. Like that was like one of my biggest gripes with that game was that Joel should have died. Which, wasn't as you just
didn't go over as well as you thought.
Exactly.
You just needed to. It was like let us cook.
Yeah, but like then he did it. It's like, all right, man, you should have did it. Whatever. But I guess the whole story would have changed at that point. All right, so that's L.
Next
Last
letter.
of Us. Yeah, let's get it. Let's move on.
Point for Trindell, 445.
Yeah. I'm at 4. That's lit.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot we put M back on there again.
Did we do M already?
No. I'm sorry. No. We did S, not M.
F. And it's yellow, which means Hod is going first. 30 seconds on the clock.
Let's do it.
What color was it?
Yellow.
Low key, F is crazy. There's a lot there. You didn't have much for F? Man, there's a lot there. There's a lot there.
I got shit for F.
I got 2.
I got like 5.
I got one obscure one that's unlikely for me, and then one that's just,
I gotta go with my heart. I gotta go with my heart here. I don't even think I'm gonna win this round, but I'm gonna go with my heart anyway. And I'm gonna go with Far Cry 3. Far Cry 3 is one of the best first-person shooters I've ever played. You guys know I'm a single-player guy.
Yo, sell it like he sold XCOM. Go ahead, sell it, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
I played it pretty soon after it came out. I want to say like 2011. Yeah, like 2010, 2011. PS3. It was one of those games where you can, obviously you're just kind of dropped into this like tropical world, and it's like beautiful. There's like fauna, there's different animals you can hunt and all this stuff. Whole time there's an absolute madman trying to kill you. And his name was Voss. He's already considered one of the greatest villains,
like the water
in video game history. No, it's a VAAS. Okay. And he's literally just a madman. He kidnaps you and your friends, and you're just some white like skater guy, and you basically have to learn how to use the jungle as your playground and take out him and his crew. And again, that game is just so visceral. Again, you're just dropped into this world. You don't know anybody. You have to make your own weapons. You have to, well, not your own weapons. You take weapons from others, but you got to learn how to use a hunting bow. You learn how to like sick animals on people, and like kind of like throwing meat at them to get the animals to attack them and stuff like that. Again, there was just all these different like gameplay elements, and it was one of the first games with like I don't know how you like frame it, but like in Assassin's Creed, you have to like take over a small encampment of like outlaws or like bad guys or whatever. That kind of gameplay started with Far Cry, where it's like you're in the jungle and there's all these like settlements where like all the bad guys, and you have to take it over, and you like put your flag up, and that lets people know that it's a safe zone. And if you go into that zone before clearing it, they just gonna shoot at you. Like they're just gonna let you have it. Again, it was I love all of the Far Cry games. I started with Far Cry 2 on Xbox 360.
They went to like 5, right?
So it's actually at 6.
Oh wow.
6 I didn't love. It had Giancarlo Esposito in it, weirdly. But 6 I didn't love. But Far Cry's 3, 4, and 5 are some of the best first person story games.
That can's gonna look real funny when I edit.
But yeah, no, it was a great game. Literally great game.
T, you won last round. You want to go?
Sure, man. Y'all already know it's time to crack. It's just so many good options to choose for the specific game that I'm choosing.
I know,
but
exactly
I gotta
what
go
you're gonna choose
with my heart. As you say, you don't know what
I know exactly what you're gonna choose. Yeah, let me type it in.
Yeah, but you don't know which number probably. But because I crash out about this game any chance I get. It's my favorite of the series, and I just gotta say it, man. Final Fantasy X.
I missed.
Oh, you missed? Yo, that's me, bro. Everything about me. 16 that's a good one too. But yo, Final Fantasy X is still on the top of my Final Fantasy roster. The Final Fantasy series as a whole, but if you want to talk about RPGs and gaming, bro, Final Fantasy, I know how you've already expressed your distaste in this, but I think what makes Final Fantasy so great for me is the fact that you can pretty much jump on anyone and get into it because each story is different. Like none of them tie into each other. Everyone is like a unique story. It's like watching a movie. Some of them they kind of like, invest more into the story and like some of the characters are more beloved. Like obviously you got Cloud from 7, Leon from 8, and then like you got like Tidus from Final Fantasy X who's made his way into like some Kingdom Hearts game even. But yeah, Final Fantasy X was just so dear to my heart. I played it when I was younger. It came out on a PS2. This was like the first time Final Fantasy was testing out those graphics on PlayStation 2, where it was like kind of like more open world, and this like it was so cinematic, like a lot of things. I'm telling you, like it's like watching a movie. Like some of the graphics in that game were like really amazing for its time. Even so that some of the remasters that are made, people are like, yo, the original was fine by itself. The remasters aren't even as good as the game that came out for the actual PS2. And this story has everything, bro. Like it's got like, social issues. The shit got racism in it. You know what I'm saying? Like everything in that story is just so bulky and like just so fulfilling. And it was just like really one of the best stories I've ever seen. I've never seen any other story like that in gaming, I think. And they just continue to get better. Like Final Fantasy 16 was one of the best games in the series as well, but I gotta stick out for 10. I will pull out all my merch for it and really crash out the way that I want to, but I'm not gonna nerd out on y'all. But you know what I'm saying? I really think that that's the next game in the series that needs a remake and a remaster and all that shit. Do it. Final Fantasy 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big guns, man. I'm going for the biggest game in possibly the last 10 years. I'm doing Fortnite. The possibilities in this game, the IP in this game. If you want to have a machine gun with Spider-Man and shoot Batman down with a headshot, if you want to take a bazooka and blow up John Wick as fucking Homer Simpson, you fucking can. Name any pop culture show or any character from pop culture, any movie. It's probably in the game. This has probably been referenced in the game before. They got WWE superstars, they got wrestlers, they got movie stars, they got celebrities, they got fucking LeBron James. Like everybody and anything is in that game. Even aside from that, though, the game changed the landscape of shooters as we know it. It brought back third-person shooter into being one of the more popular shooters, so much to the fact that, Call of Duty's brought it back. What it's done for it's not the original Battle Royale game, but what it's done for Battle Royale games in general, bringing it like it literally did what nobody thought it could do. It took Call of Duty from that number one shooter spot. Nobody's done that before. Call of Duty has, up until recently, I would say, they've taken a downfall in terms of like popularity because it's just been the same shit over and over again. Fortnite gave us something new, something fresh. They were week after week introducing new points of interest, introducing new weapons, new characters, new guns, new events that were going on. They fucking made concerts happen in a fucking video game. Like if you wanted to see Travis Scott or Marshmello perform or Eminem perform, you never seen him perform live, hop into a server, jump into the game, and boom, there he is right there for you.
Another free game too.
Yeah, another free game. Everybody has, I think, played this game from ages like 5 to 30 something. I feel like everybody has at least touched the game. Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody. I think that's true for any shooter, but hey man, you get a nice group of 3 or 4 of your buddies, you're still going to have a great fucking time no matter what. Yeah,
Fortnite let me know that I can no longer play any shooting games. like it's fun. It really is a lot of fun, but like that building aspect, bro, once you get humbled real quick.
Hey, but they got the no build mode now.
They got no build mode. Still kind of wild the way that people be switching their guns and shit like that, but yo, that game is especially when it's been a minute since that game been out, but yeah, I remember hopping on that when it was still fresh and new. But I might have to go to the Metacritic on this one, man. But let's see where the votes is at.
I'm gonna go with Fortnite.
I think we've all played Fortnite. Right? How did you play Fortnite?
I've played it, yeah. I hate that fucking game.
That shit is hard. Shit is so hard. I feel like it's better for PC players. Like I think if you know to like the mouse and keyboard and shit like that, you can play it a lot easier than like on controller.
Console, yeah.
You cannot do the shit that these things.
No, you can't. It's impossible. And I think that's probably why I hate it so much, because I've only played it on console. I don't like how like accessible it is. Like you literally can play that shit on a potato if you wanted to. You know what I mean? Like it's really like crazy how fucking optimized that shit is for everything. You know, you can play that shit on your fridge. It's kind of crazy. And yeah, no, I think that the cross promotion is what keeps that game like so like don't get me wrong, I know everyone plays it. I don't know how many people like playing it though. Like I don't know how many people like it's kind of like I don't know. It's not my shit. I would actually go with Final Fantasy X here because we're talking about the best games and not necessarily the most popular games. I don't think anyone would say that Fortnite is a better game than Final Fantasy X. So I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I know me. I gotta crash out. I vibe with it, man. Final Fantasy X is my baby, and they need to remake that. That's the one. That's the next one. And hopefully, you know, if this is clipped, this is one of the things that kind of drive that force.
It's so crazy because I don't think I've ever seen a review for Fortnite. Like that's how much it doesn't matter how much the game play. Like I've never even seen anyone review it.
How do you even review that game, really?
Yeah.
Everybody's twitching it. I mean, like, it's just like, what do you? It's a lot though. Like that shit is. I definitely think I don't even know where that took gaming in terms of like, you know.
I think it did something for it in terms of streaming as well. You have people like Ninja who really brought streaming into the forefront, and because of that, you know, we started to see more of a 2K community, and because of that, we get guys like Kai, we get guys like Aiden Ross, AMP, and all them dudes.
Yeah, I might even dare me even say it. It might have set off the free gaming era, the games where people drop off games that are like free for everybody, and get
season
them to
pass,
season pass.
That might have been what but like seasons, like season 1, season 2. Yeah.
That might have set it off. Don't quote me on that, but that might have been the game that set it off, which is
really, and it's really the only game that's been able to just not change either. It's like it's still Fortnite for the last 10 years. Like there hasn't been Fortnite 2. You haven't had to download a different version. You just update. Still the same shit.
I feel like there was a PUBG. I feel like PUBG started it, and then Fortnite. Just again, the accessibility. You didn't need a great PC for it. You could literally play it on anything. So it ended up being Fortnite.
Yeah. But I will humbly take the F, and you know, we can move on. Did that we
5-5-4.
tied up?
Yes, sir.
Tied it up. Yeah.
All right. Now let's keep on moving. Got a few more letters left. I think we got like 3 or 4 more in us. Pause. Okay, big O. The color is yellow. The letter's O. Shout out to Ozempic. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's go. Yo, I ain't got shit for this.
Neither do I. No games that I've played, at least. No.
Okay. How'd you go first? I really don't got.
I got like, no games that I've played before.
I got nothing. What the fuck? All right.
This is kind of a tough letter.
Surprisingly, too.
I think all right. I'm just gonna go Outlast. I don't know if you guys ever played Outlast. It's a
I've heard of it, yeah.
First person game. But you wouldn't call it a first person shooter because you literally can't shoot in that game. You're basically trapped inside of an insane asylum basically, and you have to basically hide from insane people in order to get out. The game itself is very well designed. A lot of people did like it. I never beat it. I don't play scary games. I played it, but I cannot beat that shit because I am a bitch. I cannot play those games, bro. They scare the shit out of me. So once a nigga's chasing me, I'm gonna just turn around and want to fight because like it's just not like I'm not gonna keep running, bro. It's like it's too much tension. So yeah, I've never beaten any of those games, but that's the one I would pick, Outlast.
I might have to fold because I really don't.
There's a couple good ones. I've
never played any. I can't. There's no argument. Like I have nothing. I think maybe the only one that I might have played. Let me see if I look this up. Nope, I ain't played that shit either. I heard it was good, but I ain't play it.
I kind of want to use my my lifeline
to call somebody up.
No, to change my game.
Don't do that.
Wait till we pick.
It's only it's only
all right.
Damn, you go. I unless you don't have anything.
I'm going with Overcooked.
Yeah. Sell it. You got something to sell it on?
This is another game.
So, yeah, man, I just love cooking, man. I'll be in the kitchen chefing up, you know.
This is another game that's definitely it's a co-op game. You got to play with somebody else. You guys are in the kitchen. You guys got to make sure your ingredients are right. I've never played the game before. I've only ever seen the Instagram and Twitter clips, and they look fun as hell and hilarious because there's literally just couples yelling at each other,
which is basically what it is in a real kitchen.
Yeah, and if you've watched the show Bear, Bear is a really popular show on FX right now. I believe everybody's really getting into cooking shows and shit like that. And you really get that environment of like, yes, chef, no, chef, I'm on it, chef, yes, chef, here's the hors d'oeuvre, chef, and so yeah, Overcooked, good, it'll help your relationship,
or not, or make it worse.
It'll teach you about your relationship.
Yeah, teach you who you, because you never really know exactly who you date until you in the kitchen with them. I feel like that'll tell you a lot about cook something with your girl. That'll tell you a lot about who you're dealing with. I don't know how I didn't see this one before. Actually, it took a while for it to pop up. I never played it, but I gotta go with a game that I think most people have played. Overwatch. That I think is one that another one of those like kind of games. Again, I don't know if it's free, but I know it is one of those like games that people compete competitively, and it's kind of one of those games that have stood the test of time. I think it still has a community in it that plays it very, they have it. I remember when it first came out that everybody kind of knew the characters a little bit better. Like I know, even like not even played the game. Like I know there was like a song made about it. I know somebody in that game, his name is Bastion. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen like gameplay of it. It looks super fun. And I think it was really a good way to kind of get original characters in the fold, which a lot of the games are still being made today. I don't know if y'all heard of Deadlock, but it's kind of in that same similar realm. Like a new game that's in like open beta that has like Overwatch type characters in it and like Overwatch type style playing. So I think that was like kind of one of the first games that entered itself into the arena to give like original characters in like this online shooter arena. So my vote goes for Overwatch just because like not vote, but my submission goes for Overwatch because
I'm changing my pick.
All right.
Y'all blocked it the last time. But this fucking counts. I'm going with the orange box.
Oh yeah, because it got it. Okay.
Because y'all blocked Half-Life 2 last time. And this has Half-Life 2 episode, Half-Life 2 episode 1, Half-Life 2 episode 2, and Portal, and Team Fortress. So based off of the same engine that they used to make Counter-Strike. Just again, some of the best first-person shooters you'll ever play. Y'all blocked Half-Life 2. You can't also block the orange box. Don't say y'all
put a name on a bullet. I blocked it. Just say me. It's fine.
Yeah, it was you. It was you. So the orange box would be my pick for O.
That's a good one. And it's got multiple games in it. That one I played Portal and never played Half-Life, but I'm glad you're getting your get back with that. I'm glad that was
facts.
Y'all vote first.
Like? I'm running with the orange box. I don't think it can be fucked with. And that game it was only like $30 for the whole thing. But for all 5 games that came with it, it was $30. Incredible.
I can't vote because again I never played these games. So I really want to pull out the Metacritic rating for this.
Are you insane?
I've never played any of these games either. So
oh my goodness.
Let's pull up the Metacritic. Everybody pull up your Metacritic rating.
This is a bad idea.
All right, I got mine.
All right.
You got yours?
Yeah.
All right. Who want to start?
Overcooked for PS5 is 84. Higher than I thought it would be. I thought it'd be like in the 70s because of the game it is.
Overwatch has 91. PC.
The orange box. Xbox 360, October 10th, 2007. 96. Metacritic score.
Woo.
One of the greatest games ever made. Y'all was tripping this whole time. Like,
right,
the shit was $30.
Let's get our fact checkers on that.
Come on, man. 96, multiple 10 out of 10s, bro.
It checks. Yeah. And it probably is because of how many different fucking games were in that within itself.
Quality games.
Yeah, quality games.
One up, 10 out of 10. G4, 10 out of 10. Eurogamer, 10 out of 10. Yahoo Games, 10 out of 10. GamePro, 10 out of 10. Universal acclaim.
All right, how it gets O.
That's
555.
Damn, I like that round. That was an interesting round. That played probably the most unique out of all the other.
You would think the letter O had more games for it.
Right.
It's a vowel.
Yeah. I mean, we've already brought up Oblivion. That's Elder Scrolls, and then I know that Okami is like one that a lot of people play. Probably one that y'all don't fuck with that much, but I know that Okami was another.
I was gonna go with that, but I have not played it myself. But it is critically acclaimed though.
Yeah. Good thing you switched because Outlast was not.
Not beating Overwatch or Overcooked. Yeah. Y'all definitely
you was about to be overcooked. Yeah. All right, shout out to Howard. Oh, let's keep going. Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
This might be interesting. I'm curious to hear y'all submissions, but the letter is Y and the color is blue, which means that I will be going first. And
I actually got one for this. Surprisingly.
You want to talk about something with
I got one. I hope it's not the same one, just for sake of conversation.
I'll fuck you up.
Let's fucking go 30 seconds. Get some time to think some other options.
It can't be the exact same one. No way.
I don't know, man. I think about the games that we play. It might be similar. The letter is Y. I will go first because it's blue. My submission is Yoshi's Island. And okay, because I was gonna. There was like one I was choosing between, but Yoshi's Island is the one that I'm gonna go with. My first experience with Yoshi's Island was on the N64. This was the first game that Yoshi got on his own standalone, where he can go on his own adventure. It was super cute and it was super fun. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly what you would imagine a Yoshi game would be about. You know what I'm saying? You're collecting eggs and you're going on a Yoshi adventure and trying to save the island that he's from. This was like, I love that the way Nintendo can use its IPs. It was like super stylistic in the way that like it was kind of in the form of like a storybook where every single story was like a different page in the book, and Yoshi had to go through and kind of like just, you know, had his own adventure. I love when Nintendo gives like their own adventures to their own IP characters, because, you know, Yoshi was so expendable in all the games. Like you literally used him to jump off of and get to higher platforms in the early games, and they really kind of made him into a character. And just let him die, right? It was so anticlimactic. It was just that's what the Yoshis do. They're just super expendable. It's kind of like Toads, right? But this was the first time where Yoshi kind of had his own legs to stand on. And I think if there was no Yoshi's Island, there would have been no, like, you know, Mario Kart, and there would have been like no things where like Yoshi really had like more of like a presence, you know? So for the beloved dinosaur.
Did they give Yoshi a game before they gave Luigi one?
They sure did.
I feel like they did.
Luigi's Mansion came out on the GameCube.
2004.
That's when we didn't mention it for L, but yeah, shout out Luigi's Mansion too, because that was another game where they gave like one of their most beloved characters, you know.
So I think you're right. I think if Yoshi's Island doesn't succeed, I don't think we have Super Smash Brothers, because I don't think they keep trying to make games for the other characters without Yoshi's Island being a success.
Right. And now we got a Peach game last year or this year or whatever, you know, like this, kind of set it off for all those like separate Nintendo IP games. So Yoshi's Island. I'm curious to hear what y'all got for why, because I have two other options, but I'm curious how y'all sell it.
How do you want to go, or I'll go?
I got not shit. I'm sorry, I don't have a game for why. I mean, I've never played fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Like, it's just, it's not in my.
I'm surprised you never
wheelhouse,
played Yakuza, having liked Shenmue so much. But
yeah, I've tried them. I don't like them, and I realized that I probably wouldn't like Shenmue if I went back to it. So
yeah, but let me.
It's just one of them.
Let me not stop saying names, but give something.
Ukulele.
That's ukulele. Don't stop. That's what
this one does.
It does.
This one does. It's called
Y?
Yeah, so it's called Ukulele. It's made by the same company that made
like yucca, like the plant.
It's Yooka. Laylee, Laylee.
Okay.
So it's made by the same company that made Banjo Kazooie.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, sell this, please.
It's a platformer. I believe it first came out on Nintendo Switch. Yeah. So if you're a fan of Banjo Kazooie, it's a very similar game. You ride with you are Yuka. You can ride with Laylee on your back. It's a collectathon. You're solving puzzles. You're stomping on shit. And if platformers is your thing, it's bright and colorful and has a cute little story that goes with it. So, yeah, that's it.
You didn't mention mine. I am choosing Yu-Gi-Oh! And in my opinion, one of the more fun, one of the more easy to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, and I think one of the better Yu-Gi-Oh! Games ever, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Eternal Duelist Soul. This game came out in like, oh my God, I want to say early 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Like 2004, 2003, something like that. Yeah. I had it for the Game Boy Advance. One of the first games, along with Pokemon, where you were able to use the wire, connect to somebody else, duel with them. You know what I'm saying? You were able to customize your own decks. If you were to find any codes that were like online, or if you were to find any codes that were like in the booklet like that, you could use that or you go to the GameStop and you find like the big booklet. You could use those to unlock certain cards, and it's just all the classics before Yu-Gi-Oh! Really got confusing and shit. You know what I'm saying? Blue Eyes White Dragon. The Exodia pieces, Black Magician, Time Wizard, all that classic stuff. What I really loved about Yu-Gi-Oh! Growing up is, because we had Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and we had Pokemon cards, but nobody fucking knew how to use any of the Pokemon cards. They were more so just for like collector's sake. But, niggas would actually take the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, build their own decks and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I have a dark deck. I have a dragon deck. I have, like a defensive deck and stuff like that. Really taught me strategy, really at an early age, setting up trap cards and stuff like that. Even though we were really playing it wrong, we were kind of just going off our own rules, freestyling it really, but just really brings back an enjoyable time. Helped me learn the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember the show would be on every single morning before school, so I'd be playing and watching at the same time, trying to pick up some tips. Like, I need to find out this nigga. But the show would always run by. Yugi was always cheating and making up his own rules and shit like that. That one time he was going up against Joey, right? And then Joey used the Time Wizard to fasten up to make the time go in the future, and the Dark Magician was turned into an old man. But Yugi was actually, due to time, the Dark Magician has learned so much more, and he's even stronger now. What the fuck? That's not how it works, Yugi.
What do they call Yu-Gi-Oh! in the show? Is it Egyptian card game? What did they call the game? I'm about to say, you can't. Nigga's name is the show. Wait, what did they call that game?
Yeah, I forgot the actual name.
Was it
that they would call it?
Yeah, I forgot what they called it too, but I was about to
say battle. Do you want a battle or something like that? I don't know.
Nah, there was a specific name. I'm pretty sure of how they called the game, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, man, mine's gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. How'd you want to vote? So I'm going with ukulele, man.
Yoshi's Island. Yoshi's Island is gonna be the be the pick for me. I've never played Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't really like trading card games. I imagine, and it was always kind of like the little brother to me to Pokemon. I was a Pokemon kid, so. But I feel what you're saying. Like niggas, you didn't really play Pokemon as much as you just kind of had Pokemon cards. And there are no, other than the mainline Pokemon games, there are no like, I don't know any good. Like, I mean, I guess if y'all fucked with the Yu-Gi-Oh games, cool, but they're not as beloved, obviously. Yoshi's Island is a legendary platformer, so I'm gonna go with Yoshi's
Island as well.
Yeah, honestly, if we were talking like, because I was ready to give the vote to Yu-Gi-Oh only because of how vast of like you said, the gaming. Literally, it was so meta. That was the first time where like real life met gaming for me. Where like if I had a deck, I could every card had a code, and if I had that card, I could literally put it in the game. Like putting in that code and having it transferred to the game was such an exciting feeling for me for the first time. Or like even just having the code like online, like you could literally build out your own deck and shit like that, which is a game that we probably would never have today. They probably never let you do that today.
Yeah,
you paying for that shit. Yeah, you want Blue Eyes White Dragon
DLCs?
You paying for that shit?
The Blue Eyes pack.
Yeah, the Blue Eyes pack. Yeah, so
$20, $19.99.
Yeah, and if we're talking about the card game by itself, I think that would have, because I was big on Yu-Gi-Oh. I had to sell all my cards when I moved and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a big thing for me. But yeah, I think I'm not mad at Yoshi's Island either. I think that's kind of a big. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh was on my second thing. Special shout out to Yu-Gi-Oh Forbidden Memories. As fun as scary as that game was, because the first Yu-Gi-Oh seasons were mad like dark. And so was that game. Like that game is hella dark. And that game like had like the monsters actually come to life and do like animations and shit like that, which I think was really fun. But man, that game was hard. To anybody who knows how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, that shit had like, we talk about building out rules. That shit didn't play like any other Yu-Gi-Oh! Game in existence. That shit had its own rules as it is. You could just summon as many monsters as you wanted. You could attack whoever you like. It was a battle zone. I definitely, anybody who listened and who's never played that, try playing that and let me know if you get it, because you got to pick like signs for the cards and shit like that. You would think I'd be into that, but that shit was a lot. But shout out Yoshi's Island. I think we got 2 more letters we can do, right?
Yeah,
let's do it.
Let's get to it. Give us a good one. Give us a. Okay, there's only Big D in this video proof. D and it's green, which means I'm going first again because I won the last round. 30 seconds on the clock. I thought we already did D for some reason. Go?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give it up for, because there's a lot of games I haven't played for this, but this one I actually did play. Dragon Ball Z Budokai. That I coming up having not watched the entire Dragon Ball Z anime, this was the first time I was able to get the entire story within just from gameplay. It was probably the best way. This is the reason why I know so much about the Dragon Ball Z story, was because I was able to play like these games. And as hard as they were for me growing up, you know, everybody knows that iconic moment where you gotta fucking break the fucking analog stick just to get, you know, Goku killed basically. That just had so many iconic moments in it, and just it was one of the first games that I was able to play with like my cousins and my brother, and just being able to like, you know, choose your favorite looking cool characters and fight up against each other in a versus and stuff like that. And I think it lasted like 3 games. I don't know the exact separation between like Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichi. I know they're like different types of games, but I'm just going with the original, just Dragon Ball Z Budokai. And there were many games in that series. I think the third one had like everybody in that shit, like just so many characters that you could choose from. All the Super Saiyan forms and all that stuff, which I think was super fun. But I'm just going with the OG one, just because of how much you could pretty much watch the entire show. Well, when it was back then, because they're still going, but like you could pretty much watch all the entire show of what it was so far just by playing the first game within it. So
let me tell you something. If Welcome Down Dev wasn't already on his way to you, he definitely is now, for you to not include Tenkaichi. Because I've spoken to that man multiple times.
They're the same.
Tenkaichi is it for him. Tenkaichi is the greatest, one of the greatest games he's ever played, not just fighting games. So not just
I know I'm gonna hear that. I know I'm gonna hear about that shit. And shout out to him for, he really was rolling for Coraline. He was like, yo, watch Coraline, bro.
Yeah, shout out Welcome Down Dev. That's my guy.
Yeah. But Dragon Ball Z Budokai is that's the one I'm going with.
I'll go next. So again, I don't really probably expect it. I got to go on my heart. Dragon's Dogma, the original PS3 game. I love games with character creators, and I love deep stories and lore. To me, Dragon's Dogma was my Elder Scrolls. It was like the game that was like most like that to me, but very tight combat, very tight controls. It was Monster Hunter before Monster Hunter really took off. You could battle griffins, all types of, what are those like those lion beast things that like have like 3 heads, like chimeras. It's like a, say again, chimeras. Yeah, exactly. You can like fight chimeras, all types of stuff. There was so much. There was just like, again, this huge open world. You create your own character. You also have, like, they call it pawns, but they're really just like other characters that kind of help you along the mission. You can create yourself, and then you can create your main pawn. So you almost had like a Batman and Robin kind of thing going on. So if like you were a heavy like warrior, you could have like a healer. You could have a healer pawn, right? And again, I'm big on gameplay design. I'm big on like gameplay loops and stuff like that. So Dragon's Dogma was definitely, and again, there's an anime on Netflix you can totally watch. It's super fun, super interesting. Dragon's Dogma is a great game. I haven't played Dragon's Dogma 2 yet, which came out this year, but I definitely plan on it. But Dragon's Dogma 1 is a cult classic.
I'm gonna go with a game that I consider to be one of the greatest role playing games that I ever played. And I really did want to go with Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, but I'm gonna change it up. I'm sticking with the dragon though. I'm gonna go with Dragon Age Origins to be specific. Yeah. Dragon Age Origins, in my opinion, is one of the best RPGs I've ever played. It's definitely the best out of the entire franchise. You have Inquisitions and you have Dragon Age 2 and all that shit. But Dragon Age Origins, I think, did something. Being the intro to that franchise, I think it did something where I don't think the other two were able to do. You really felt as a character rooted into the world that you were in. There were multiple different classes you could have been. You could have been a dwarf. You could have been a warlock. You could have been a knight. And depending on which one of those stories that you've taken, you were going to get a different storyline throughout the entire thing. You want to start with the dwarf. You're going to start with the dwarves, make your way to the knights, make your way to this community. You want to start with the wizards. You're going to start with the wizards, make your way to the dwarves. And depending on how you go about your story, whether you go this way or that way, will depend on how your game is going to end. There are countless ways to end this game. There are countless classes that you could do, the customizations in terms of how you can make your character look, especially for the time that it came out, which is second to none. I told anybody I could about this game just because of how fun and how expansive it was. I had a shit ton of fun playing it as both. I started off a dwarf first and then a wizard. You could fuck elves. Like, my nigga, that game is fucking hard.
You got me.
There it is.
You really get attached to like these side characters as well. These side characters go on to do their own things, and then you leave, you come back, and it's like, oh shit, you're a king now. What the fuck happened? So it's like, it's just so much story happening within this game, and I feel like if you haven't played Dragon Age Origins, go find it, go pick it up, and go play, because you're definitely gonna enjoy the fuck out of it.
That was the first type of game like that I played, in that like style and realm, and I still remember all the characters. I played it through a lot of times. But that leads me to say that y'all gotta play Baldur's Gate, man. Y'all really gotta. If y'all really like that, y'all gotta play Baldur's Gate. That game is amazing. But yeah, I still remember most of the character names from that shit. It's pretty wild that it just all came back to me. All right, voting time.
I'm going Dragon Age Origins. I'm willing to fight to the death for this one. That game really meant a lot for me in terms of like RPGs and how I go about like enjoying the rest of them. You know, I always come back to that to compare it.
Go ahead, Tiana. I want to go last.
I gotta go with Dragon Ball Z just because of, you know, how it's still playable today. You know, you can still kind of pick up the sticks and give it to somebody and kind of just like get into it. You know, most of them, all of them are pretty much like still have their appeal. I still be scrolling through and see people still streaming that game. But Dragon Age was like super fun for me. It's like really close for me just because it's like, but in terms of like I don't remember if you were able to kind of like play co-op with somebody in that game. Were you able to kind of like, or was it single player? Because I can't remember if you were able to like play with somebody else in that game. I feel like you should have been able to, but
no, it wasn't. In Dragon Age Inquisition, that's when they added it.
Okay. So yeah, I guess another thing of like one of those like early games where like, you know, you were able to kind of like match up with like your buddies. I think that's kind of just
Origins came out in 2009.
Yeah, for Xbox. I broke that shit twice. Don't ask me how. Yeah, they both broke the same way. My Xbox was standing up, and they both, yeah, crazy. Anyway, yeah, Dragon Ball Z for me.
Unfortunately, I've never played either one of these games.
Damn.
So it's kind of it's tough for me to pick. I think we're gonna have to do Metacritic on this one.
All right,
let's pull it up.
And I'm pulling up Dragon's Dogma because fuck that.
Yeah, everything. All right. Mine for some reason isn't loading, but I can see it. I think through the Google. I think mine is. Oh, I got it. 67% on Metacritic.
I got a 75.
Dragon Age is 86. Should be higher.
Dragon Age it is.
There it is. I'm not mad at it. Dragon Age is an amazing game. And like I'm telling you, I gotta play Baldur's Gate, man. Baldur's Gate 3. Everything that you love about everything that you just said you loved about Dragon Age, Baldur's Gate is that for me and a lot of people. So I suggest if y'all have the time. It's more D&D style, but like it's shit's fire. All right. We got time for one more. I think that what is that? Where's the score is at?
655.
665 actually.
Oh, 665. Trendell got. Yeah, that's right. Trendell won like what, 3?
Trendell won 3. Yep.
All right now. I want to do one more?
Yeah,
or two more? Okay. Let's see if it's a good letter. Hopefully it's a good letter. Still got some good ones on. No, like 2 more good ones. It is yellow, which means Hod goes first. This might be the last letter, y'all.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to put 30 seconds on the clock. How? What you got for R, man?
This one is a little. This one's a little tough. Fuck it.
Man.
I don't trust you niggas now, honestly, man. I don't.
Switch it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna go Rainbow Six. Can I do Rainbow Six?
You can do Rainbow Six.
Or is it? Do I have to do Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six?
Rainbow Six Vegas?
Okay.
A lot of people know there's Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six. Which version do I want? It's tough because I don't remember the fucking names of the of the different fucking versions of that shit that came out. Rainbow Six. Yeah, let's go Rainbow Six
Rainbow
Vegas.
Six Vegas. Yeah, that's the only one I've played.
Yeah, let's go Rainbow Six Vegas. Xbox 360 came out same time as like the Call of Duties. It was a bit of a different vibe because it was it can be third person as well, but again tactical shooter, right? So Call of Duty was going more for big set pieces, whereas Rainbow Six was more about tactical shooting. From what I remember from it, again the Vegas setting had a lot to do with its appeal. Because you wouldn't think of a military shooter being based in Vegas and casinos and all that stuff, but that actually did add a lot to the game. So, yeah, Rainbow Six.
Dame?
I'm going with RuneScape, the old school version, man. Grew up on this game, got up into it in like elementary school, bro. I want to say like 2007, maybe earlier than that, maybe like 2004, 2005, man. This is my first experience playing in any type of open world. You start off at this castle, you know what I'm saying? You have all these quests to do, but the best thing about this game is the PvP and the PvE element of it. Once you get into the world, you're in a server, bro. World 85 used to be my world. Server 85, that was my shit. All my niggas used to hang out in there. You make so many dope friends in that thing, and there's so many things to do. You love Minecraft because you're able to get all these, you're able to mine and you're able to fucking get all these, collect wood and collect. You could do that in RuneScape too. You can go mine and you can chop wood. You can go fishing and you'll be leveling up. You'll catch better and better stuff. The dueling aspect of it, when they made like the battle arena, you can actually fight people, and if you beat them, you get their shit. There's the wild where you will go out there and you're a high enough level, just beat up on little niggas. You know what I'm saying? It was literally a free for all, bro. It was so fun. I remember spending countless hours on there, and just the community itself and how expansive it was. And it wasn't just the game, Niggas was making music videos. They were doing dub overs for like what's it called? Comedy stand-up. Like Dane Cook used to cook on RuneScape, bro. Like niggas was doing Dane Cook that class. What was that one stand-up Dane Cook he's really famous for, where he's in the middle of the stage and the crowd is like all around him. It's like all black.
Vicious Circle.
Yeah, so like, niggas was doing stand-ups for that. I was in a couple of them, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was making clans, and I remember just having, like, playing RuneScape at that point in my life really, it did a lot for me, you know what I'm saying? That was a time where I was spending a lot of time online, a lot of time on YouTube and shit like that, and I feel like, that kind of helped me grow up in a sense, you know what I'm saying? It got me accustomed to the internet community, how toxic it can be. I learned how niggas scam through RuneScape and shit like that. So that was my first experience, like either being scammed. I had a scamming account where I would just tell niggas I could do some shit. I'd take their armor and dip. It was a time.
You tried to chase money. You tried to chase money glitch.
What was no? I was doing the trimmed armor glitch. Like, yo, I could take your rune armor and put that gold trimmer on it, bro. Just side it to me. Yeah, follow me over here behind the bank, and we'll do a trade. That was the time, man. Yeah, so RuneScape, the old school version to be specific, because it has changed up since then.
Yo, man, I'm kind of mad. I almost want to use my lifeline to have y'all change it, because I'm just so surprised that like none of y'all brought up Red Dead. And
I never played it. I told you, I'm trying to only stick to games that I played.
That's
I have no argument for it.
That's peace. I gotta go with Red Dead, my nigga John Marston, man. That was like the first time for me. Again, I didn't grow up playing Grand Theft Auto. I didn't grow up playing those types of games. So this was the first game for me where I was really in that like violent sector of, you know, going around kind of open world, make your own decisions, do what you want to do type of game style. And what better to do that than riding a horse and going around in like cowboy times, right? Red Dead was like one of the first games that I actually had to like kind of, I thought it was just kind of one of those like shoot 'em up bang bangs, but you're in like a cowboy setting, but it actually had a pretty good story. Like I haven't played that game, I haven't touched it in years, but I still remember John Marston and how, you know, how raw he was and everything that kind of like went on in that game and such. But yeah, that was one of like my first experience with it. It's probably one of the most like critically acclaimed games for the Xbox 360. So much so that they came out with two. I don't think that this one was multiplayer. I think it was just kind of story based and stuff like that. But this one was like a really fun experience for me. So I gotta go with Red Dead for sure because it was my first experience.
Okay, before we move on, does anybody want to use a lifeline?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna use a lifeline. Can I?
You got.
Do I still have any?
Yeah, you got all of them. You got.
No,
you got two
I
more.
changed my game. I can't change my game twice.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, nah. All right. I'm good.
So you're good?
Yeah.
I'm using my lifeline. Call a
Shit.
Okay.
Phoning a friend on RuneScape? Oh my God. I hope that nigga don't pick up.
Call Brent, bro. Go ahead.
Yep. Well, no, you call Brent. You know, I'm using my phone.
All right.
I hope that nigga don't pick up. Oh, the fly went from Raleigh to
fly's
DC.
going all
Now
over
it's
the
in Miami.
On a world tour with Muhammad my man.
I ended that nigga just now.
Oh shit! Finally, yeah.
Finally, I couldn't catch him to save my life.
All right, cold call.
Let's go, Brent.
Oh, this is
He's gonna pick
fucking
either. I think he's gonna
ridiculous.
pick either me or you, Had.
I really should have switched it to Resident Evil 4.
That's
And
That
we
was
wouldn't
also
have
on my
anything to
list.
talk about.
That was also on my list.
Better hope you pick up.
Shit.
What's up?
What's up, Brent? How you doing, man? Thank you for picking up. I know it's late, but we are on the podcast right now, and we have a video game letter league going on right now. I'm actually not the one who wanted to call you. Your friend, your good friend Damon, wanted to call you in to be the judge of this video game league. You have a moment?
I do have a moment.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you know the rules of how this is played, but basically we're choosing the best games that start with the best letter. And this round is R. And so the games that we chose for this round are Rainbow Six Vegas, RuneScape, and Red Dead Redemption. Now, I need to remind you, you are the judge. You hold all the power here. Your word is bond. Whatever you say here is the winner. Can't tell you who chose which, but I can tell you that the decision is in your hands. Brent, what do you say? Do you need me to repeat anything?
No. I would say Red Dead Redemption.
That shit never
Let's
works.
go. Can
Yo,
you explain why?
stop
Can you please explain
calling
why?
people.
Can you give-
No, tell him that he just said. He just told me the other day that he wasn't fucking
I
with
might not
that
be the
shit.
best judge
Let
for
the
this
good
one
man
because
speak.
I haven't played any of them completely.
Right.
But all of the, from what I've seen, Red Dead Redemption is just the overall better game with more to do. And yeah, I just think when
Ask
comparing
him
the
about
three,
his experience
that's
with
the
Red
one.
Dead specifically.
Thank you so much, Brent. I appreciate that. Dame wants to know your experience with Red Dead Redemption specifically.
Say that again?
Dame wants to know your specific experience with Red Dead Redemption, if you have one.
So we actually were just talking about this. He knows the answer to this.
That's exactly why I'm so confused.
I played.
It's tight right now.
Yeah, I played the second one
Mm-hmm.
only for like the first like couple hours, and I did not like it at all. But I can see. But I can see why people like it so much,
Gotcha.
and I can see all the work that was put into it, and all the potential that it has. It just wasn't for me.
That's peace. That's peace.
Yeah, but all that said, I still think that's the winner.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, bro. We'll let you go on with the rest of your night. Your word is bond, like we said, and we appreciate you being the special guest judge on this episode.
Gotcha. I appreciate you guys including me.
Yeah, man. We will call
Thanks,
you
Brent.
if there's anything else, but we appreciate you, bro.
Got you.
All right.
Right.
Dog,
Good night.
do not call anybody on one of these fucking games, bro.
Wow.
He was just
This
talking
shit
shit
never
about it. I at
works.
least thought he would
That is
pick
a
Tom Clancy.
shocker. Yeah, that's a big shocker. Hey man, I'll take that shit. Red Dead's a great game, but shout out to, all the other submissions and stuff like that. You really thought he was gonna choose what? Did he play RuneScape with you?
No, I thought he was gonna at least choose Rainbow Six.
Oh, Rainbow Six, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I played Rainbow Six, but I just couldn't get into that shit. I bought it and I just remember not being able to get into it. But shout out to all those games, stuff like that. All right. I think we should wrap it up because it's been a time, and I think we need to get into other things. But shout out to the video game letter league. Let's review the scores one last time, or with the submissions and stuff like that of this round.
Yeah.
How'd I know
So
you?
it was
I got you. So who's in the lead? We currently have what the fuck?
turned up.
T is in the lead. With 7. Dame right behind him with 6, and I'm right behind both of you with 5. We basically all just switch places, which is crazy because T was.
I know we
definitely
said
in
this the last
place.
round, but I feel like we got to see this through. Not today, but in the next episodes, I feel like we got to wrap, at least for Patreon.
The next episode we can wrap it up.
I feel like we got to
We
wrap
only
it
have
up.
like 6 left. Or something
7.
Like
We got 7 letters.
This shit
in
is
one of the
so
numbers.
close. Like, yeah, it's like
Yeah,
really close.
It's too close for my liking. You know what I'm saying? So I think we need to keep it going. But this was fun. Thank y'all for listening to this letter league. We're gonna go on to other topics now, but shout out to the gamers, everybody. If there's anything that you feel like should have won or shouldn't have won, please leave a comment. Let us know. And we will keep on rocking. But we got
You're gonna hear about that Tenkaichi shit. I promise you.
yeah, I probably will.
Incoming.
Because I just the Budokai and Budokai Tenkaichis are so different.
Fellas, it's about my favorite time of the year, man. We just got
Should have
done
had some
doing
music, man, for this.
we just got done doing our fantasy draft last week. I know last year we did the draft live on air just because it so happened to fall in the day, but this year it was on Sunday. We drafted from our homes. Trendell just got back, which we didn't even talk about, by the way.
A lot of stuff going on.
We welcomed our Coulda Been Fantasy Football League again, the greatest football league in the world, ran by the greatest commissioner in the world. We both
This
have
is year number 3? Or how long you been doing this?
For Coulda Been, yeah, this is, I believe, year number 3.
Okay, all right now.
Yeah. Coulda Been $10 league, very low stress, high rewards, a lot of shit talking. Some of my closest friends and people, so I definitely love doing this every year. Let's talk about the teams that we drafted.
Yeah, let's go, man. Because we are is in this bitch, as y'all
You want
know.
me to share screen? I have it open right here.
Yeah.
All right.
As y'all know, y'all, since football is back, that's like kind of like a weekly thing. We talk about, more fantasy picks and stuff like that, or just things that we've been doing in terms of fantasy. This actually might be the first time in fantasy history, and like in any of my leagues, really, that I had the last pick. And
yeah, we all had some pretty bad picks.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I had
was
10. I think Hod had like 8.
I think it was
T
9.
had the last.
Nah,
or
yeah,
9.
Yeah, how was after? How was after you or before? Was he? Yeah,
I
how
was
was
before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
was-
overall,
it
I
was
think we all
trash.
came out with some pretty good teams. So we'll start with mine first. I drafted my QB1 in my heart, and in the heart of all the Philadelphians, I got Jalen Hurts. I think I got him in like the 4th, 5th round, something like that.
Gotcha.
Kyra Williams and Devon Achane. I'm really excited about this duo. 2 explosive running backs that could do it through the air, that could do it on the ground. touchdown machines. Devon A-Chain's yards per rush is fucking ridiculous. I think it's like 9 yards, which is absolutely absurd. Of course, I had to stack some Eagles. So I got my guy A.J. Brown with my first pick to stack him along with Jalen Hurts. I think they're going to kill this year. T. Higgins, I hope Cincinnati as a whole has a bounce back year. They have a lot of shit to prove after missing the playoffs last year. Jake Ferguson in Dallas, super solid. It's really only him and CD out there catching the ball. Zamir White, which I'm kind of iffy about, really open to trades about, but also at the flex on my bench, I do have Keenan Allen, looking fat as hell as ever, but hey, hopefully he's still got some charge in him.
That's your weight shaming.
Jacoby Myers is a real good sleeper pick for backups, of course. He might slip in there some weeks at the flex. Tyler Algier is a really good option just in case something happens to Bijan in Atlanta. Caleb Williams, first overall pick in this year's draft. I'm really excited to have him on my bench. Maybe he could do something in trades. Maybe he has a killer year. Who knows? I feel like he has a lot of intangibles. He could throw the ball. He could run the ball. He has painted nails. He's made to succeed. My defenses that I have, before that, Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
My fault. I know he's one of your guys. We'll see how New Orleans does this year. Dontavius Wicks is a solid young wide receiver. Johnny Munt I just picked up. He's filling in for Tyler Hawkinson. And then on my IR, I actually do have Hollywood Brown, who will be out for the foreseeable future. But when he comes back, I think he will fill in that flex spot really, really comfortable and really, really good. I got Jake Bates, who's a rookie kicker. Rookie kickers always some reason show off, or they don't. I think he's going to show off. And defense, I got the Bears and the 49ers, who I think are both going to be top defenses this year. So that's my team. Going to change my name. But for right now, we are still smoking Jays.
Yeah, you got to change the name up, get the new thumbnail and everything.
Yeah. All right, next we will go over to Trendel's team. Let's go to the Boogeyman.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to go over your squad, or you want to go over your thought pod?
Yeah, I get you. I like the way you're doing that, bro. I mean, I don't know if you remember the order in which I picked in some of those.
I think I can make a good estimate about where you kind of got these guys.
You killing
CJ
this,
Stroud. Definitely probably got him in like 5th, 6th round or something like that. Super solid quarterback. He came off one of the better rookie seasons that we've ever seen last year. So super excited to see what T does with him. Super excited to see what Houston does as a whole. They're fucking stacked over there. His running backs, I really love your running backs, man. Isaiah Pacheco, Jersey, Rutgers' own. He trained down here in Florida. Over here, I got to capture him before he got drafted. He runs harder than anybody I've ever seen in my entire life. He's going to be punching in a lot of touchdowns in Kansas City. Jahmyr Gibbs, last year he did split a lot of work with David Montgomery, but we're really hoping to see him break out in his second year. I think he will as well. He can do it through the air. He can do it on the ground. He's good in the goal line. He's good in open field. He can really do it all. Brandon Ayuk just came back. He just signed that contract with San Francisco, so he's making his money, and he's going to go out there and he's going to fucking put on a show. Is he a wide receiver one? Who knows, man?
Yeah, we got to see. I've had him for the last 2 years, I think. So.
Yeah, but I see maybe, you had other priorities when you were drafting, but you did pick up Tank Dell, who is a wild card, man. He's somebody who can go out there, maybe get like 3 catches, but one of them will be like a 90-yard fucking touchdown. He's a really small guy, but he's a tough guy. He is coming off a really bad injury that he had last year, but hopefully he still has that explosiveness in him. David Njoku, I think, could be a really, really solid tight end, depending on what's going to happen at this quarterback position. Deshaun Watson, back healthy. Hopefully he can go back to the Houston days on the field, not off the field. Hopefully he can go back to his on the field days in Houston where he was killing it and not humping air. And then at your flex you have DeAndre Swift, just coming from my Eagles. Now he's over in Chicago. Chicago is a really solid offense, and I think Swifty will do just fine over there if that offensive line can keep him safe. Just going to your bench real quick before your defense and kickers. You have Jalen Warren, who will be. Yeah, shout out Young Hui, who is his kicker. He had to make sure to get him. I knew he was going to get him. Jalen Warren, who will be splitting the backfield with Najee Harris. Don't really know what to expect there. Maybe it could be like an Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon type of situation, or Raheem Mostert, Devon A-Chain, where they're sharing the backfield and he's getting a good amount of reps in. Really good to have him on the bench because he could definitely be a starter, at least at the flex position at some point. Really good for bye weeks as well. Curtis Samuel, not too really knowledgeable about what happened with him this offseason. I had no idea he went to Buffalo, but that's a great offense to be. There's going to be a lot of looks to be taken. There really is no definitive wide receiver one in Buffalo right now. If anything, Kincaid, the tight end, is looking like the best target. So it's really up for anybody for grabs. You have Tyler Lockett, who is getting older, and the QB position in Seattle is a little iffy, but still overall it's a really solid team. They still got DK Metcalf. They still got Kenneth Walker running the ball. Geno Smith is still quarterback for now. But the sky's the limit to see what's going on with Tyler Lockett. He's always going to be like a J.R. Smith type of player where he can either have a really bad game or a really fucking good game. Jameson Williams, I'm not super crazy about. I'm not crazy about his off-the-field antics, but when he gets going in the open field, he could do it on the kickoff return. He could do it on like just a hitch route, like a 3-yard in, and then turn that into something crazy. So he's always exciting to watch. Hopefully he can stay healthy, though. Luke Musgrave is a really solid backup tight end. Tua, I'm sure you got him late in the draft. Tua has surprisingly been slipping in a lot of drafts for some reason. I have no idea why. I was also able to draft him super late in another draft, which is wild because Tyreek Hill is basically a top 3 pick in every single draft. So it really makes no sense why his quarterback wouldn't at least be a top 12 pick. And you know what I'm saying? Darius Slayton, outside of Malik Nabers, we really have no idea what to expect from any of the fucking wide receivers in New York, especially because Danny Dimes is throwing the ball. I think Rashad Bateman can be really good if he could stay healthy and if he can stop dropping balls. So overall, man, I really like your team. I think you have playoff chances ahead of you, man. This is definitely an improvement from last year, I think.
For sure. I feel more comfortable about it than I did last year. Last year, I was going in round 1. I was like, I don't know. I really don't know what to do with this.
All right.
Hot GPT. Are you going to change your name, Hot?
No, I'm going to keep it. I like it.
All right, Hot, just make sure that you update these lineups week to week. Hot did have issue last year at not changing his lineup for the final 9 weeks of the season. He kept Michael Carter in, who was not playing at all. He actually got released, and he still started him.
Jets fan till he died, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not super excited about my chances with this team. I have been taking a look at some of these guys and just the even just their schedules. Like I don't.
For your starters, just looking at your starters, not looking at the bench. We're not going to go there just yet, but just looking at the starters, this looks really solid. Looks really good. I love the value in Jordan Love because he's somebody that you can get really late in drafts, maybe like 8th, 9th round, and he's still going to put potential, top 5 quarterback numbers. Like we saw him go off later in the season last year. The only thing is like his receivers, they're not really necessarily proven yet. So unless one of his receivers takes a real jump, we don't really know what to expect from Jordan Love. But I also have him drafted in another league. He's one of my starting QBs, so I'm rooting for him. Jonathan Taylor and Travis Etienne, both in really good positions, both in really good positions to see high volume specifically. We're hoping that Jonathan Taylor can stay healthy and remain healthy, and he's not showing any inklings of his old injuries. He is playing with those big ass helmets now, so it seems like he's taking his health seriously. Travis Etienne should eat while in Jacksonville, man. That team really has a lot to prove, and he's pushing for another 1,000-yard season. So, wide receivers, you're looking at Drake London. New quarterback situation. Kirk Cousins knows how to sling that thing. He is not. He has experience. He is a winner. He's gone out there and proven it with far little than what he has over in Atlanta right now. I think everybody in this Atlanta offense is going to eat, from Drake London to Bijan Robinson to Kyle Pitts. Funny enough, who I actually took a chance on in another league. So hopefully this whole Atlanta offense could do something. Deebo Samuels, he is a really great guy to have as a gadget guy. He could do stuff on the ground. He could catch the ball deep routes. He could do short routes and anything like that. There was high hopes that maybe if Brandon Ayuk did leave, that Deebo would see a higher role in the offense. Maybe he'd be like even a top 10 wide receiver. To look at top 10, top 12, something like that. But he's still going to get his looks. He's still going to get his yards. He's still Deebo Samuels. He was just on Netflix, for goddamn it sake. Mark Andrews is fully healthy in a different looking Baltimore Ravens offense. Now they have a threat on the ground that's not Lamar Jackson. They have Derrick Henry over there, so hopefully that'll open up some looks for some play action looks for some Mark Andrews slipping over to the side on the goal line specifically to get to knocking some easy scores. Still think Mark Andrews is a top 5 tight end in this league. Thanks. Calvin Ridley in a new offense over in Tennessee. He'll be playing alongside DeAndre Hopkins. The quarterback is going to be the mayonnaise guy himself, Will Levi. He's shown to be solid before in the past, but we'll see how he could do with some actual weapons. In the backfield, I think they have a new running back as well. Oh, fuck, who is it? It's not Joe Mixon. I think it's Tony Pollard. Yes, Tony Pollard running in the backfield. So we'll see how that goes for them. They really don't have much going on for them at the tight end play either. So those wide receivers should be seeing a lot of looks. Of course, he has the Jets defense. They do have a bad matchup in week 1. That's San Fran. So you might want to find somebody else just to fill in.
Yeah, right.
But Jets defense going forward should be really good to have. And Greg Zuerlein, Greg the Boot, can never go wrong with him as well. They have a good offense. They should be getting downfield. So Greg Zuerlein should be seeing the field, should be getting some kicks through. Christian Watson, I was talking about Jordan Love. If Christian Watson can have a breakout year, he could definitely go into that flex spot. If anybody's having an off week, he can definitely go up there, and he could definitely be a guy averaging like 14, 15 points a game. He is definitely looking like he could be one of the better wide receivers in Green Bay, but it's just up for whoever wants it more. You have both J.K. Dobbins and Gus Edwards, both former Baltimore Ravens player, now playing in L.A. for the Chargers. I don't know. They're filling in for Austin Eckler. It's definitely a new-looking offense with Mike Williams in New York now, Keenan Allen in Chicago. I really don't know how it's going to look. Justin Herbert has another guy who was a top 10 quarterback. Now he's slipping in a lot of these drafts. I think you could probably pick him up on the waiver wire in most leagues. So we'll see how the Chargers line. They have a great O-line, so they should definitely be getting some points in at the goal line, but we'll see how the offense can even get up and down field. Taysom Hill's always an interesting guy to have in fantasy. Jake Moody, I don't know why you have a backup kicker. You probably drop that for defense. Antonio Gibson will be very interesting in New England. They don't really have much going on for them at the wide receivers, so they might be throwing the ball a lot. I hope not, though. I have Ramondre Stevenson in other leagues. Trey Tucker, I really don't know anything about. And Tyrone Tracy Jr. is the backup running back in New York. God forbid if anything were to happen to Devin Singletary, who is new over there. He is going to be the guy taking up most of the reps. Maybe he's good. Maybe he's not. I don't know. But that is our teams. Hot. I really like your team, man. If your team can stay healthy, if you can keep that solid core of starters in, and you're updating your lineups and keeping track, I think you're in for a solid season. We won't be in last this year.
We're going. I'm gonna be on your ass, bro. Every Thursday, not even probably like Thursday morning, like and Sundays and Mondays.
I got it. I'm gonna.
I know you saying
sure
you got
I'm setting
it.
my lineups.
I don't know, but we gotta let you know. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna at least let you know if there's some injuries and that you got in. Yeah. Like if it's something they go on IR and you got them and you start a lineup, I might be like, yo, switch that up. Even if you versing me, I got you.
I'm super excited for this season, man. Season
you would
starts
hate the fucking basketball league.
Yeah, basketball's tough.
We got I know basketball way better than I know football.
Like, Brent said he's gonna organize a basketball league. You'd be in?
Yeah, I'd be in for that for sure.
All right.
That's a little different though, because it's just like the lineup. Like with football, at least you can kind of like plot things out. With the basketball league, you kind of
bro.
It's daily. Yeah, like you can't just like be scheduling as much.
Niggas doing load management bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
But
season started with Thursday. We got Kansas City and Baltimore. Friday we got the Eagles playing Green Bay in Brazil, which would be interesting. There were rumors saying how neither team could wear green because of a gang that's going on, and why would the NFL schedule 2 green teams to play over there? But that's just a rumor. They'll be rocking green. But I'm looking forward to that, man. That should be a really good game, tough environment, but really excited. Oh, and as an incentive, as the greatest commissioner in the world, I only found it right that I have to reward the best of the best as the weeks go on this year. So I will be paying out of my own pocket. Whoever is the top scorer for each week will be getting $1.
One crispy. Who's on the dollar?
One
Washington?
crispy George.
George Washington?
Yeah. Yes, sir. So
that's lit.
Hey, rack up, man. You win the league. If you're the top scorer in 10 weeks, you get your money back. It's just as easy as that. You playing for free.
For sure.
Yeah, how you think George Washington felt when the dollar wasn't as important, like wasn't the top currency anymore? Because you think about like how a dollar meant so much back then.
Was he around for the dollar?
Hell no.
He wasn't?
No. I
you thought that nigga was just walking around with a picture. Nigga, they had shillings back then.
Yeah, damn, that's crazy.
Nah, they
All right,
probably
I
like
guess
gold and silver or something like that.
Yeah, it was
they got
mostly
silver
gold
and
and
shit
silver
like that.
coins until the damn, I want to say and I'm 100% guessing here. I'm gonna say the early 1900s.
Yeah. Well, they gave him that because he was the first president, right? Like that's obviously
Yeah.
number one. Yeah. But like, who's on the? Y'all know who's on the 5?
Lincoln. This nigga don't know who's on cash
on the
no more.
penny.
Yo, when was the last time you had cash, bro?
Lincoln's on the penny, bro.
No clue.
Yeah, I ain't used cash in a minute.
I want to say, shit, I have no idea.
Who's on the 10? I know who's on the 10.
Andrew Jackson?
Andrew Jackson. Yeah.
Wait, no, who's on the 20 then?
No, Jackson is on the 20s.
Hamilton?
Is Alexander Hamilton on the 20s?
Is Alexander Hamilton?
Yo, Abraham Lincoln is on the 5s.
Isn't that a celebrity?
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that
what
was
we
a musician.
said. Hey, Alexander Hamilton is on the 10.
Oh,
Yeah, Hamilton is on the
switch it.
10. Jackson's is
Jackson's on the well, Harriet Tubman's coming for 20.
yeah, facts. Yo, they
That's
fucking
never
released that
happening.
rumor like 10 years ago,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
What
not
the fuck
happening,
is
bro.
it?
That's not happening, man. Especially with all this fucking.
Yo, no, we gotta wait for Kamala, bro. Kamala
Why
won't
did
get
they
us
Ben
right.
Franklin on the 100? He's not even a president.
Not
He's
even
just
a
nigga.
president.
He was just an important person. He just created a lot of shit, right? Didn't he come up with light and shit?
No, that was Edison.
He didn't come
Electricity?
up with light, nigga.
God came up with light, nigga. The fuck is you talking
Put God on the $100 bill, nigga. Nah,
What is you talking about?
He's on the back of all of them. What you talking about?
not that he came. Not anymore. They took that shit off, didn't they? Well, not. Well, who? What did Ben Franklin do?
He
Electricity.
flew a kite.
Electricity. That's what I'm talking about. You know, nigga. Not
Nah.
light, but you know what I'm talking about, bro. Light bulbs. You know.
Yeah. And he
putting
invented
that
mad shit.
Yeah, he was.
Did
Like
he
a
do
whole
something for cars or something like that too?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I genuinely don't think so.
So fuck him and Thomas Edison, bro. How about that?
Yeah.
Fuck both
Wait,
of
no.
them niggas.
Thomas Edison was the light bulb one, wasn't that?
Thomas Edison was the
No,
light
he
bulb,
did the
yeah.
phone.
Nah, that's
That was Alexander Graham Bell. nigga.
That's what they say. It was actually, it was actually some slave. It's some black man doing some shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right.
It was
They
really
just stole.
George-
They
it was
just.
really
They all just stole their ideas from like iterations of Mos Def from like
George Washington
100
Carver, bro.
years ago.
It's all just most deaf.
It was just Mos Def.
This is one nigga doing all that shit. They just, why this fuckers he's stealing my ideas, man? All right, let's get into music and then get out of here because I know it's time to go soon. But a lot of music dropped last week and the time before that.
Hell yeah.
So let's get into Doechii first. I know we all have been waiting for that, or Hot specifically. I know me and you have been waiting on that.
Yeah, for sure.
And Dame being a Miami, and I think like Doechii might be on the list of people that might be, coming up over there too. So let's get into it.
So
alligator bites leave
never heal.
never
Alligator
heal.
bites never heal.
Never heal.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
So interestingly enough, I have these moments of clairvoyance every now and then. Like,
You got superpowers.
yeah. But now I'm not paranoid and spiraling. But yeah, for some of these artists, I can literally call it. I see the potential, and I just can tell, like, with the right mechanics, it's just gonna work for them. You guys know that I've played maybe 4 Doechii records over the last year.
You right,
right?
for real.
I could feel it. I could feel that she had something cooking, and she was in a great space artistically. So when the announcement for this album came out, some people said this is also TDE shitting on Big Sean again, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I had a feeling, man, that she was gonna do something interesting. And to be honest, on my first listen, didn't love it. It didn't connect. It was as experimental as you'd imagine it was gonna be. And I think because I loved the singles, I think I was waiting for a slap. You know what I'm saying? I think I was waiting to like something like catchy, you know what I mean? Something like that like shows her range as a songwriter, you know what I'm saying? And I felt like the album started kind of slow. There was a lot of like kind of like low tempo, mid tempo joints. And, she's rapping. She's definitely rapping, but like some of them shits didn't even have hooks. You know what I mean? And it kind of threw me off. But I went back and I listened to it today and a little bit yesterday, and I'm actually dumbfounded with how creative that album was. And I don't know if what you guys experienced listening to it, but the thing that kind of drove me the most was that it feels like the first half of the album is a completely different, it's like the middle of a different story. And then the album, the album story doesn't actually start until the middle of this album. So I guess some of it is where she's like catching up with like where she's been over the last few years since her last project. And she's, you know, the pressure for, you know, she's been this artist and she's always trying to be creative, but she got a viral hit, right? She got 2 viral hits. One with What It Is and the other one with something called Fruity something Yum Yum or something like. I actually don't.
I thought it was Persuasive. No.
Oh well, I guess Persuasive as well. Again, she's caught a couple of like really really dope records, and I'm not even sure everyone knows that those are the same artists. You know what I mean? Like, so the fact that she's had these kind of smash records impossibly, like being a new artist, it kind of put a lot of pressure on her to like catch one, and she just said no. I'm gonna continue being the artist that I want to be. I'm gonna continue making the music I want to make, and it completely sold for her. It completely went the way she expected it to go. I think this album is great. I give it a 9. I think she might be the future, man. She really might be the future of black music, which is kind of crazy to say, but her range is just, she literally can do anything. She literally can do anything. And I love the fact that she's so free. I love the fact that she's so sexual in the music. She's so aggressive in the music because she still holds a lot of feminine energy as well. She's literally, as she said on Boom Bap, it's everything. I'm everything. She's really, really, really selling that. And man, I really couldn't be proud of her. Shout out to Doechii. This is a great project.
Yeah, shout out to Doechii. I had a chance to listen to, I think, half the album. I've just been running around so much. I haven't had a chance to listen thoroughly to any of the drops, but I do have some things on it. What I got from this album, from what I've heard, is that she's really trying a lot more. Just in general, like she's always been kind of like a creative person. Like you said, there's like so many different hits that have different sounds and stuff like that. So she's obviously like in the midst of trying a bunch of different sounds and just being an artist. Which I love that for her, and I'm glad TDE is giving her that, you know, like giving her that lane to work through. People are calling this her version, which I'm not sure if I agree with the comparison or even if they should be compared at all. But people are kind of calling this like her version of like Section 80, which is kind of like in the sense of like, you know, the debut, you know, for TDE kind of thing, like the album that comes out and like really solidifies her as like the next, you know, big TDE artist that gets that push and keeps getting pushed and kind of keeps dropping consistent albums that grow with her and her, you know, in this industry. And I haven't listened to the whole thing to give it that same comparison yet too. But I will say that what I've heard, I really do like see something in her that I haven't seen in a lot of like new artists. Like this feels like a full cohesive project that she really does care about and that she really like wanted to put out. And and then in terms of the slaps, I didn't hear any slaps, but I did hear things that I did like, and which makes me question if like she should have saved some of the slaps for this. I don't know if that's like the kind of the thing that people do, because I don't even remember like were there any like slaps off of like, were there slaps off Section 80? Like I know that there were songs that we all love, but like in terms of like smash hits or slaps like that, like, I remember Rigor Mortis, but I'm like, was that like really like a slap?
It was on the radio.
I would say High Power was the slap off there.
Really? Okay.
Was High Power on Section 80?
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Yeah, okay. Definitely High Power too.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah, just for comparison's sake. But I really do like Doechii, and I'm excited to see where else she goes with this. I'm sure there's going to be songs that continue to grow because we know how the kind of machine works, right? Like it drops and then people start to hear it and then things start to kind of catch hold. And we'll see how that, you know, forms for her and stuff like that. But shout out to Doechii, man. I really do love her music and all the things that she's doing. Like she definitely smoked this rollout with all the raps and stuff like that. She came out with all the different like swamp sessions that she dropped. So I'm excited. I wonder how she is live. I really do wonder what she's gonna be like live, having to like do all these different types of songs, right? Like all these different styles and stuff. I really do wonder what that experience would be like. And I might have to look into that if she comes to my city.
Let me just say something about the Section 80 comparison.
Mm-hmm.
I think sonically you can make the comparison, but Section 80 had a lot. It was a lot more political and like societal based, whereas this is very personal. This is a very personal project, so I don't know if I would give Section 80 the comparison.
But you would think with the name of the album that she's kind of saying the same thing about like maybe what Kendrick was saying about Compton, what she's saying about like, you know, Florida, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of that, but I also think, listen, I have a younger sister. She's 26. She's very dark skinned. She's very curvy. She identifies so much with Doechii and the very specific struggles that she brings up on this album. A lot of just being a weird black girl, and just kind of occupying that space is so powerful. And again, completely separate from anybody else who's on TDE, separate from like SZA, right? Who has a very clear like market for her music and market for her just aesthetic, right? Doechii being, a kind of, a skinny black kid with braids, you know what I'm saying, from Florida. We don't actually get a lot of this type of high kind of volume machine push from people that look like her. You know what I mean? So that in itself is a win. And again, big shout out to TDE for treating her like the star that she is, because she absolutely should be treated like a star. I think she is a star. So, but I just, the Section 80 thing kind of, I've heard that too. It really more is in line with like Untitled Unmastered to me, as far as like sonically. But I do get it. Like this is like the first one from an artist who very clearly has a wild trajectory ahead of her. So I totally understand that part of the comparison.
If we were doing our league of artists that we had on our roster and see in terms of performance, I think Doechii definitely has a big career ahead of her.
For sure.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. I got to hear the rest of it, but I definitely will. Next up on the list, I know that you had a chance to listen to it. I had a chance to listen to it, but I have a review, kind of, not really, but Dame, I don't know if you had a chance to listen to Kehlani.
No.
Was it a sequel to her previous tape? What was it called?
While We Wait 2, this would be. The first While We Wait came out in between two of her other projects. I actually can't remember what it came in between, but the While We Waits are not technically albums in her like view. So While We Wait came out before It Was Good Until It Wasn't, and While We Wait 2 comes out after Crash, which also dropped this year, but I don't think really caught much. But this album by Kehlani, I'm interested. So you didn't really like resonate with it that much.
Yeah, man. I did try to give it a listen. I already told you, or I think I might have said it on the pod, but I think I've told you personally too. I'm very much in a stage where music is just very like sensitive to me. Like I feel like my ears are just like being tuned to like certain things. If you don't catch me sonically, I'm not really tapping into it as much. And I gotta tell you, man, nothing was catching me this time around, and maybe it's just because I don't really listen to Kehlani as it is anyway. I liked her project, was it Blue Water Road? But I also liked It Was Good Until It Wasn't, had some songs on there, but I didn't listen to Crash, and I skimmed through this one, so it wasn't catching me, man. It was not catching me. But that's why I asked you. I was like, "Yo, is there anything on this album?" Because when I told you I didn't like it, you kind of had a face of like, "Damn, really?"
I did.
But like, I'm like, was there anything on there that you're like, "Damn, Tren would like this one," or like, what made you so shocked that I didn't like it? Because I'm
not shocked that
really
you didn't like
at
it,
all.
but I think I found out something about you. You know, you're not really like the R&B guy. Like, I feel like you like a certain like skew of R&B, not necessarily like like I don't know if you're like
you
Usher
don't know ball,
Confessions.
nigga.
I don't know if you're like a Usher Confessions as much as like Usher. Oh my God, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, what?
Like I just don't, because the album to me was dripping with like kind of just bedroom energy, right? She had two modes on this album. She was either straight up talking about fucking, or she was doing some 90s kind of throwback kind of joint in a tasteful way. I thought the joint she did with Little Mo called Know Better was a dope flip on an old record. I thought Form of You was great with Destin Conrad. Close Off with Kiwan, I think is how you pronounce this person's name.
Was the one with Destin Conrad the one that had that long ass intro? Because I think I clicked that one to listen to because it's fucking Destin. But there was one of those on there that I'm like, she just didn't get to it fast enough, and I skipped.
It could have been. It could have been. But I just, again, this is one of those albums. We actually talked about Brent when Brent Faiyaz's album came out a couple years ago. Artist that can't be around your bitch for too long. Kehlani is definitely one of them. Nah, I feel you. Yeah. Kehlani is definitely one for me, because she is out here making ladies cheat on your nigga with a girl anthems, and like it's extremely uncomfortable.
Me, Kehlani ain't getting I swear there are bitches out there that could probably get mine
fucked up, bro.
But Kehlani, I don't think she got it. I don't think she gets it.
She don't want you, nigga. She wants your girl.
Me. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about like mine, like my girl. I'm saying like she probably
you bugging. You got Kehlani
ain't
fucked up.
bagging.
Yo, D.
Kehlani bagging.
D, keep it a stack, bro. Can Kehlani be with Shorty like they could work on a work project together?
She not the one, man.
Yeah.
Really? You think? Bro. You think Kehlani taking?
No, I'm saying like, they can work on a project together. Like that'd be great for my girl's career.
Oh, I thought you were talking about shit. This is how he's talking.
Might not be great for yours, nigga.
He's talking about something else. If we talking about Kali Uchis, that's somebody who could probably she getting me out of here for sure.
Kali Uchis is fucking Kehlani. Like let's be clear. Well, Kehlani and Kali Uchis was in the
Kehlani not fucking Kali Uchis. There's clearly one who might have more game than that.
Kali Uchis absolutely would be head over heels for Kehlani. You don't
think Kali Uchis is bagging Kehlani?
No.
You think it's the other way around?
Kehlani is bagging Kali for sure.
I don't know if I get you that one.
See, I think you were on the like
Kehlani corny, bro. Like I don't think she got it like that.
You formed this opinion before she went full dominant lesbo vibes. Like you formed this opinion.
I think she just. I don't even think she full. I mean, listen. I'm not going because it's Bisexual Visibility Month, right?
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. It is. September is but also
they're taking over the world. All right.
Yo, I just don't think Kehlani, like, she don't got it. I mean, maybe because it's not for me. But even some like bi people, you can tell who got it and who don't. She don't seem like the type of person that got it. You know what I'm saying? I know bitches that got it. Like I see them. I see how they move. I see how they talk. Some of them just got it. Kehlani just don't seem like. She just seemed too messy too. Like it's for me. And I have no beef towards Kehlani. Like I like some of her music, but in terms of like attraction wise, she ain't getting me out of here.
Okay.
if it's me versus Kehlani. But I feel sorry for you, man. You think you can't outbag Kehlani?
Nah,
That's kind of. I think
I can't.
you don't give yourself enough credit, man.
Do y'all like that song by Jordan?
Ward.
Jordan Adetunji called Kehlani.
Oh, is it the? I think I've heard it.
It's like it's like one of those like drill kind of sexy drill they call it.
Yeah.
She did the remix, smoked it again. Like she's good, man. She's good. I really like Kehlani's album. I'm probably still gonna play a joint from it on Wicked Radio. So
hopefully it'll, let's see if it wins me
if
over.
If it grabs you, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll see. Grabs me, then grabs my bitch. Yeah.
Right.
We'll see. And then we have the Big Sean review, which I think what's this called? Better You Than Me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which
actually better me than you, I think.
Better Me Than You. Okay. Which was an album that was supposed to come out a little bit ago, but I think he pushed it back and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
some stuff was happening in the world.
Yeah. But he got it out. And shout out to him. I don't know if this is like a TDE stepped on. So him and Doechii dropped on the same day.
Same day. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
They keep fucking with him.
But Doechii's was slated first.
She was.
Because Big Sean been moving his things around.
Yeah.
So was this him trying to step on her? Was it like a turnaround kind of thing of like, yeah, I think y'all stepping on me. I'm stepping on you.
Based on the numbers, it was a bad play.
Mm. Well, I got a chance to listen to it. I don't know about y'all, but
yeah, I heard it.
This felt like the most Detroit Big Sean for me, I think, in terms of like his beat selection. There's like a really amazing production on here. There's some joints on this album. I really do like it. I have to revisit the whole thing to like listen to it like cohesively, but there were some things on here that definitely caught my ear for sure. He's like switching some flows up, but in terms of like beat selection and production, he sounds the most Detroitian that I've ever heard him, probably.
Yeah.
So.
He really always gets deep in terms of like his themes and in terms of his albums. Like he's really he's a really underrated storyteller. You know what I'm saying? Like I know he came out at the same time as Cole, and Cole is definitely better at telling stories and everything. But I think from Hall of Fame, not Hall of Fame, from Dark Skies,
Finally Famous and stuff like that.
Yeah, from Finally Famous and even Dark Skies, I think he's always done a great job at keeping a theme amongst an album and sticking to that theme and telling a story throughout the entire album. And it's almost like, and it almost seems like a redemption story each time. You know what I'm saying? This really brought me back to like Finally Famous 3, in terms of like, his beat selection, the way he's rhyming, his flows, even some of the melodies, the little monologues and stuff like that. Like I really feel like this is some of the more heartfelt and personally connected and more I feel like I can relate to him, even though I know he's talking about a lot of it. It's like, becoming a father and stuff like that. But in terms of just like growing old and changing, like I can really feel that. And we really this is really a different Sean than what I feel like we've seen as of recently. I feel like as of before, he was really just trying to catch a banger, trying to keep up with, the big three, trying to keep up with his peers. And I feel like in this one, he kind of accepted his role, accepted like where he's at in his life, and he's really happy where he's at. And you can really kind of hear it through the music. You can see it in the visuals. This is the most complete Big Sean album I think I've heard since like 2015, 2016.
Yeah, for sure. That was like, I think Dark Sky Paradise was the first one that I really kind of latched onto and liked too. And I gotta agree with you for that. That brings me to the question of what is his role then? Because I see a lot of people kind of talking about he deserves to kind of be in this like big three discussion, right? And I want to open it up because honestly, in terms of like smash, he got a lot of hits. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. If Big Sean were on a versus, I feel like he could hold his own. I feel like there's a lot of things that he had, and people kind of forget. I forget too, that he has as much as he has. Yeah. But in terms of like being in the big three, I'm not sure if I'm rocking with that. But I definitely do think that he he's a lot higher up on like the rapper list than I think most people realize.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that's because he just isn't as out there as like these other artists. You know what I'm saying? People know who he is, but I just, what is it like? What happened? Like where he's not kind of in these conversations.
I think it's because it's hard to really categorize like what kind of rap you want to put him under. Like, yeah, he has club bangers. He can make hits. You wouldn't necessarily call him a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time or anything like that. But he can rap. He can put words together very, very well. With some of the best of them. But like he has some really good freestyles. Like I love the no more interviews shit that he did. Like that shit was fire. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he could really go when he feel like he needs to. But it's really hard to just like be like, yeah, he's not a top 5 lyricist. He's not a top 5 hit maker. He's just really good. You know, like I wouldn't say he's a top anything, but he's really good in that middle pack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like he's like in that upper middle pack. Like I think he's a tier above guys like Wale, Mac Miller, and stuff like that. But he's below, the guys that he came in with, like Kendrick and Drake, maybe by like a tier or two.
Is it because of his range, maybe too? I'm thinking about like how his style of delivery is kind of like really monotone. Like there's nothing like seriously like driving me. Like in terms of his voice, like I know the lyrics are there. I can quote some lyrics from his songs, but in terms of like his delivery for songs, like I don't think anything ever really captured me in terms of like there's never been anything that's kind of been like, oh yeah, like this is Big Sean's identity. Like I hear that, I'm just like, well, I know that's. I can't go on YouTube and listen to beats and be like, yeah, I can hear Big Sean on this. See, I don't think he has that type of identity. You know what I'm saying? Like he has like, and maybe it's because maybe I'm just not into the Detroit sound. Yeah.
Like I understand like they have a certain bounce and they have their own sound and shit like that, but
yeah.
Big Sean is the DMX of Joyner Lucas's.
Wait, did you see that as a tweet? Or like,
no. I'm freestyling here.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
He's the DMX of Joyner Lucas's. I think the problem with Big Sean is that it doesn't matter what he says; it's not threatening, like at all. Like I just don't believe. Like even in the top 5 conversation,
because his name is Big Sean.
His name is Big Sean. And he's a little ass nigga, by the way. That's always been weird to me. But yeah, I think it's part because of his his tone is very monotone. He kind of keeps the same delivery on every single record. He doesn't really experiment. He'll try different beats out, but he'll just sound like himself on them beats. It don't really he doesn't really stretch himself very far.
He's the Will Smith of the rap game.
Yeah, it's like it's fine. I mean, a lot of people are comparing him now to like Fab, which I think is also a very fair comparison.
Yeah, Fab kind of does that too.
It's just like you have dope singles. Your singles go. You don't have a classic album, and everyone knows you can really rap. Like those are all the same qualities that people feel about Fabulous. You know what I mean? So like that's actually a really, really good comparison. I think I listened to the album. I like a lot of the songs, and then a lot of them I probably won't play again. And that's how I feel about a lot of Big Sean's albums. Mm-hmm. Dark Sky Paradise is my favorite Big Sean album. I think Hall of Fame is underrated. Yeah. And I think the Finally Famous 3, which was the album, the other 2 were mixtapes, I believe. Finally Famous 3 was good.
Detroit
Hall of Fame
too.
What was the other one?
Detroit. I think it was. I don't remember if it was a mixtape. I know it's on streaming now, but it's just Detroit. I think it was a mixtape. I
didn't love Detroit. I thought it was okay. It didn't really catch me like the other ones. I have this thing with rappers like trying to catch one that I really think all of them should just stop trying to do that. Like stop making that record that everyone can tell is the record that you're trying to get on radio with. Like, because I think he did that with that. that you know, they try to tell me no, I told them motherfuckers yes. It's like that's not even your sound, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just
everybody's saying he drank that off Keem a little bit.
It's just like not that. Again, every time an artist does that, it's like that shit never works. Like just make the sad fucking meditation music that you want to make and let that be your thing. You know what I'm saying? Like stop trying to catch all these different waves. I don't think it's worth it. So there's still a little bloat. I would say the album is bloated. I won't say it's like not good. I think it's just a little bloated. I probably can get a fly 9-track abridged version out of it. You know? I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
I think this might be, to me, probably his worst rapping, which is not bad rapping, because Big Sean can rap. Like Big Sean has had some of the like Lil Wayne level punchlines at times. You know what I'm saying? But to me, because he was going so personal with a lot of the records and kind of switching up like the content, he wasn't being so. He kind of kept the punchline numbers down, but he also didn't have fucking cringeworthy bars like I should what did he say? I should get dressed. I should put a condom on when I'm getting dressed because I'm so fucking in style or some shit like that. He kept that corniness like down to a minimum, so I can appreciate that. But again, the album was good though. It's a little bloated, but it was good.
Yeah. I think I've heard also some criticisms that he's kind of doing too much on this, like in terms of like production wise. I don't really agree with that because when it works, right? Like I think that was kind of just like a lazy criticism of that album in terms of like his production and stuff like that, because he's done that, you know what I'm saying? But like it's just, if you don't like it, just say that, because there's a lot of people that complain that some artists don't do enough. So then when he's doing like what you think is too much, it's like, I don't know. For me, one of the biggest stands out is that song with Cash Go Band. I really liked it. I really liked the last song they had with The Alchemist. That was really good for me. I
How
almost
did he get The Rock on there?
That I haven't even heard. It was like doing like an interlude.
Yeah,
No,
it was like a little, it was like a phone conversation. Yeah. Oh, I can't remember which record it was.
One of the first few songs.
Yeah, there was definitely like it might have been Apologize, but yeah, it was definitely The Rock, and I thought it was Obama at first. Like
I had to take a very long and hard listen. It wasn't maybe until like 3/4 of the way until he was done. I was like, no, this is The Rock.
I was like, is that Dwayne?
when he made the Kevin Hart joke, I was like, no, this is The Rock.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, no, I don't know. Like again, that's what makes you choose those types of things. So who knows? Like what makes you make those types of decisions. But overall, I did enjoy it. So shout out to Big Sean.
Y'all remember when Drake had Chris Paul on his mixtape?
No.
That shit was, I think it was on So Far Gone. But he was like, yeah, this is Chris Paul, CP3. Yo, Drake, I got you, homie. I got you.
Oh, yeah, I
was like, what the fuck does Chris Paul have? Like, Drake. You Chris Paul. You the president of the fucking NBA association. The NBA, what is it? The NBA PA? I don't know what the P is. The Players Association.
And they both like King K,
what's really beautiful is that, you know, he became the face of State Farm. So he really became
exactly,
he really got everybody. Honestly.
You know what I'm saying? You need it, he got it. For real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Call Chris Paul or Cliff.
And that's, I think, really it for music, unless y'all had anything else that really, like, in terms of what came out and stuff like that. There wasn't anything left. What else is coming? What else are we excited for? I know we're kind of nearing election. We're in election season, so I think everybody's kind of, you know, dropping their stuff and get out the way. I mean, Beyonce dropped her, instead of dropping some visuals or dropping tour dates, she dropped her whiskey.
Country.
Yeah, R.I.P. Fatman Scoop.
R.I.P. man. That took me by surprise. I didn't.
Very shocked to see that he was. obviously there's no words to describe the type of legend that Fatman Scoop was. You know what I mean? Like, still out there, still turning every party up. If you gave me a flyer right now and it said coming to Raleigh at the fucking Emporium, Fatman Scoop and friends, I'm fucking out, bro.
You know it's getting live. Yeah.
It's gonna be lit in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? He's done everything from records with Faith Evans, Missy Elliott, Sierra. I mean, he has some of the most classic party mixes to this day. Honestly, his legacy is set. You know what I mean? The records that he was a part of will play on for forever, as long as hip hop is alive. So shout out to you know, his legacy, and you know, R.I.P. and my condolences to his family, his friends, everyone in New York City.
I do gotta crash out a little bit just because I hate how his last moment was kind of, you know, highlighted all over social media. I've already talked about how much I hate seeing that in general, but the fact that shit was just like plastered over Twitter, and I know people can't help it. I know it's shocking. I know it probably was a lot more shocking for the people that were there having to witness that, but having that like just plastered up and just almost unavoidable. I'm really glad I didn't click. I'm glad I'm not seeing it, because every time I see it, or I just kind of click not interested, and I'm glad that it's no longer showing up on my algorithm. But I hate when that type of shit happens, man. Like, I really hate having to see that and scroll past that. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing in my algorithm screams that I want to see something like that.
I get it. I get it. But to be fair, I do look at it another way. And obviously the way I look at it, like, man, Fatman Scoop went out on stage. You know what I mean? Like, he was doing what he loved. He was doing what he did every day since he was a kid. You know what I mean? Loving hip hop, turning the crowd out, making sure people was having a good time. And, you know, no one wants to think about how that day happens. But if you're surrounded by music, if you're surrounded by the thing you love, and people are sitting there cheering for you and concerned for you, and you with your friends and your family, then, you know, there's worse ways. You know what I mean? And again, it wasn't anything, and it wasn't anything gruesome. You know, he had a heart attack. I guess we should mention that he had a heart attack. So people were just genuinely concerned. You know, he went down, he was on stage. The last thing anyone ever heard him say was, is everybody having a good time tonight? And that gives you who Fatman Scoop is right there. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things that, you know, I did think about it. I lost an uncle, and, you know, similar circumstance. He had a heart attack, but he was in his bed with his wife, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, you don't want to, but if you were going to, you know, with your wife, it's probably how you want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's just people live, and he's led a really, really amazing career. And but I understand what you're saying. We're the internet age. We're just like, I don't think anyone who recorded that thing knew that he was going to pass away. You know what I mean? So I think that's part of it. I think they were just looking at someone that they loved. They were already taping him, and he was having a medical emergency.
But all the videos I saw, and we're not going to stay on this because, you know, it's just, this is how it goes. But even the things that I saw was just like a video up for cloud of just like, oh, his last words on stage, and people talking about that and having that up there. I don't need a video attached to that, man. Like, I can hear the story, but like, I know people gonna do it for clicks, but I ain't like that, man. I never like it. So
how you feel about people who record themselves like giving homeless people money?
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, if you want to go meta with it, it kind of promotes more people to give them money. If they see, like, you know, it gets reactions and it gets views and stuff like that, cool. But I do see on the other side of people kind of being like, why are you recording this? Just do it. But I think some of the points, some of the point of people doing that and recording it might be like, y'all should do this too. You know, look how happy I made this person. You know, that might be the mentality of certain people. But for the most part, I wouldn't do it. But I get why people can kind of view that as a positive.
Let me clarify. His last words were, "If you came to party, make some noise." And he said, "I said him, then make some noise." Those were the last words before.
Yeah, your last the words that you said he said sounded better than the ones he actually had.
Yo, give him a fucking break, bro. Nigga did not know.
Yo, can we play Be Faithful real quick?
You got a $100 bill, get your hands up. You got a $50 bill, get your hands up. You got a $20 bill, get your hands up. You got a $10 bill, get your hands up. Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. Single ladies, I can't hear y'all. Single ladies, make noise. All the chicken heads, be quiet. All the chicken heads, be quiet.
At any point in time at the party, when this come on, this gets people standing and going up. And it still will.
All the good looking women sing along. I can't hear y'all.
Alright, you gotta go into Lose Control now, Missy. Fatman Scoops.
Yeah, because honestly, man, like, those are just some of the ones, man. Like, these are just...
Music make you lose control.
Come on,
Music
man.
make you lose control.
Let's go.
That, oh man, this shit making me sad, bro.
I got a cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, rump shaking both ways, make you do a double take. Planet rocker, showstopper, flow
Do these count as
head
verses too? Like the things that he does on this?
dropper, do my thing.
Nah, he doesn't. He's just in the background.
Voice Lamborghini, blue Medina, always beaming, rag top, chrome pipes, blue lights, out of sight.
All right. Hold on, I got one. Another one that get me up.
More ways than one.
Let's go. If your ass is bigger than your waist and you got a cute face, you gotta let's go. You got a Coca-Cola shape, you got a cute face, you got a
Sexy body.
My God.
is bigger than your waist and you got a cute face, you got a
Sexy body.
It's just
That's the type of stuff that you was getting it live. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen the videos of the process. Not everybody got that energy. Not everybody can be that hype man. You know what I'm saying? But like anything he touched,
there's
he
no
was
voice
doing
like Fatman Scoop, man. That like honestly, a part of my childhood is gone, man. I'm very sad about that.
Yeah, but
peace.
you know, he lives on through his music, man. These music's still
Forever.
not going to stop spinning in these clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like this on this Sunday, there's probably going to be somebody on that, like, you know, that Jamaican radio playing Coca-Cola shape, you know, throughout the night. This, you know, it's going to play. So rest in peace, Fatman Scoop. And yeah, man, like I said, his legacy definitely lives on through his music and impact that he had. Is there anything else that we feel near and dear to us to close out?
Y'all watch any good shows lately?
No, actually. Nothing.
Been rewatching Naruto with my girl. It's been a good time. We're on Shippuden now. I forgot how deep some of these storylines hit.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Severance, man. I'm just waiting for Severance to come, season 2, and that's it, man.
I did watch the new M. Night Shyamalan movie Trap. Caught it on my IPTV service because I'm not paying M. Night Shyamalan to do anything. But I definitely appreciated this movie for being one of the flyest Nepo baby productions ever made. This entire movie literally only exists to promote his daughter's music, because apparently the story of the movie is that it's a father who takes his young daughter, who is a huge fan of this superstar singer, to a concert, and but it turns out that the concert was actually a front, because there's a mass serial killer who is going to be attending the concert. Come to find out, obviously, the main character, the protagonist, played by Josh Hartnett, his name's Cooper, is the mass killer, the serial killer, and the whole movie.
Spoilers.
That's the whole fuck. That's the plot. It's in the trailer. That's not the twist. But the movie does. The thing is, the singer's name is Lady Raven, and she has maybe 9 or 10 full-length songs playing throughout the movie. Like the movie is shot in a way that you pretty much are at her concert the whole time.
Yeah, you hear all the shit. That's what's up. That's cool.
Honestly, that's one of the dopest fucking. That's one of the dopest Nepo Baby moves I've ever seen. Because honestly, some of that shit was heat.
Listen.
And I'm definitely adding some of that shit to my playlist. So shout out M. Night Shyamalan. Shout out his daughter. I can't remember her name, but she got a bit of an acting role in the movie. All of the songs she wrote herself. She plays herself, and she sings them herself. Her name is Salika Shyamalan. All that shit is up on Spotify, so even if you don't like the movie, definitely add her to your your fall playlist, because she has some heat. So shout out to them for that.
I'm not mad at them getting their shit off. Listen, if you got some heat, if you sitting on some music and you want to get that shit off in a show, movie, game, whatever you want, I'm all for it, man, because it's gonna reach somebody's ears. You know what I'm saying? If the movie bad, at least the music gonna be great, and that's what people gonna remember about it. So
thanks.
I'm all for that, dog. I'm all for that.
Shout out Kid Cudi wearing a fucking terrible wig in that movie, by the way.
Yeah,
disgusting.
I don't know why he does anything.
Why do they keep inviting him back for a role?
It definitely feels like he was on the set.
He need
like
money?
just,
do you need some money?
I feel like he was just on the set. He probably fucks with Salika and her music, and she was just like, "You want to be in a movie?" He was like, "All right, cool." He was like, "Can I wear the wig?" Because I know that was his idea. I'm 100% sure on that.
Yeah. I've been thinking about watching The Wire again recently. I've been, for some reason, missing Michael K. Williams. So,
I read his book. It was really good. You should check out his book too.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to get into as well. Just some fresh content other than The Wire and stuff like that. But The Wire is a great show. But yeah, that's it for me in terms of shows and movies. And nothing else that I'm feel so inclined to talk about or watch next coming up, but we'll see. That may change. I'm gonna play a song from a group that I really don't even listen to that often, but they caught my ear with this one, and once you hear it, you're probably gonna know why, because it sounds like another song that I really liked. It's by a girl group. This is Flow. Check.
picture perfect 10. I'm telling you now, there ain't no way. There ain't no way. I'm gonna let him get away. There ain't no way. The way he got to me for me. There ain't no way. I'm gonna let him get away. There ain't no way. Ask me, is he loyal? Check. He's loyal. Check. Does he clear that? Check. Before you met him, did you do your back?
I think that's enough. I'm trying to play less music on here because YouTube keep flagging shit. But shout out to Flo, the girl group. I haven't ever listened to anything from them except this, and it's fire. This is Flo Check.
Flow's definitely heat. Shout out to them. They're actually also on the Kehlani album. They got a record called 8. Can imagine what that one's about. Like I said, I'm gonna play a song from Kehlani's album While We Wait 2, and it is called Single. Shout out to the 143 Music Soul Child sample.
What have you done for me lately? Can you tell me, 'cause I don't understand. All I wanna do is love with no limits, but you only wanna get in my way. Am I wrong when I want you to know what I want you to know? Just read my mind before I say it twice. I could leave on the first time. Promise I will never do this again. Now I'm caught in the wind. So I'm never gonna love ever. So I'm never gonna love ever. So I'm
I felt like she sounded like Brandy a lot on this album. For some of my friends who probably didn't complete school, single is a, what do you call it? Not an anagram. What is it called? When it's like letters.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fuck. Acronym?
Acronym. There you go.
Yeah.
It's an acronym for So I'll Never Love Again Ever, which I think is fire. I think that's a really dope.
That last ever is a little forced.
It's a little forced, but she made it work. She made it work on the song. But yeah, that was Single by Kehlani off the new album While We Wait.
Yeah. I'm seeing my guy perform tomorrow, man. One of my favorite artists. I've already played him a bunch of times already the last couple of months, but I don't give a fuck. We're going back 2013. This is Childish Gambino, Telegraph Ave, Oakland.
Yes, sir.
Lloyd. He better perform this tomorrow. I haven't looked at the set list, but
got some brand new music. I need you to turn it up and let me know what you think. It's Lloyd, called Oakland on Power 106.
I was making Japanese and she's watching DVDs in Oakland. Now I'm driving up the 5 and she waits till I arrive in Oakland. Everything that I wanted, only gotta drive for the moment. If you tell me turn around in the morning, for the moment. But you know me, you know how I get when I'm lonely, and I think about you in the moment. But everything you do is so good. Foot on the gas, I'm just trying to pass all the red lights and the stop signs. I'm ready to go. Before I get to the baby, that's a problem, 'cause I'm way too scared to call, and you might get me to stay now. I don't really mind the drive, but I think I'd probably die in Oakland, when my hands are doing thin, so I guess it all depends on Oakland. And I'm nervous, truth be told, I never saw me growing
Everything you won't say, you tweet it. And a nigga don't like that shit at all. So treat it. Can we just roll with the feeling? Can we just roll for a minute? Wait a minute. Foot on the gas. I'm just trying to pass all the red lights and the stop signs. I'm ready to go, but I'm really not ready, girl, that's a problem. Cause I'm way too scared to fall, and I know you choose to stay now. All the girlfriends saying, here we go again. Rich kid, but he act like a gentleman. Last one didn't end like it should have been. 2 dates and he still wanna get it in. And they saying it's because of the internet. Try once and it's on to the next shit. X or the old face on your exes, right? And we can do the same thing if you wanna have at it when your thoughts can't breathe and you're thinking asthmatic and you wanna be a mom. And I wasn't mad at it, I was thinking about me. I'll be really bad at it cause I'm thinking about me. Weeks in Dubai, 4th of July, house in Kauai, yeah we can try. So let's try.
Yeah. That was Telegraph Ave or Oakland by Childish Gambino featuring Lloyd. I really hope he performs that tomorrow. I'm hearing that he's doing songs all the way from camp on, so I think there's a good chance that he plays this. That album is definitely a classic because of the internet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, looking forward to that show tomorrow. I'm definitely going to drop a review for it next week.
Do you actually think this will be his last Childish Gambino tour?
As Childish Gambino, yes. I think he still continues to make music as Donald or Donald Glover, however he chooses to. I wouldn't. Has he already released an album called Donald? No, or mixtape? I wouldn't be surprised if this next album's called Donald.
We'll see. But yeah, man, have a good time at that show, man. That's gonna be it's gonna be good. If I can get some last minute tickets, I'll definitely go. Next week I'll tell y'all a story about my Tina Shade buying the concert ticket experience, but I'll save that because I'm still building it out.
It sounds so good to me. You gotta get on.
So who don't know R&B?
Nigga.
Who don't know R&B? Who not R&B nigga?
I feel you.
Rest in peace to those lost in the shooting in Georgia today. I didn't play any gunshots this episode because of that.
You didn't have to say that.
Responsible.
Man, you like the niggas that record themselves giving away money. Look at you.
I'm the imposter. We love y'all. We'll catch y'all next week. Y'all already know what it is because we are a podcast. I am Tren. I'm here with Cole.me.hot and Godbolt _ You know where to find us. Same place, same time next week. We love y'all. We'll catch y'all.